Well, it's getting better. What can I say? I am getting better at that thing. Hey, everybody, look at that. It's your favorite day of the week. What day is it? It is Tuesday. Oh, yeah. Julian really said you, yeah. Dig it. You should dig it too. You know why? Because today we have a show. Boy, do we have a show. Don't be surprised if the whole 2 hours it's all about this damn top 10 list we each have individually. Now, I just want to tell you guys before we get into it, we bring our distinguished guests and Dan. Um, the opinions that we have here is just basically of our own accord. Okay, the comic menu does not believe that these are our top tens. It's each person's individual. But the comic menu has their own entity. My top 10 is the only one that really matters because I'm the host. Everyone else can go for themselves. That's the main important thing. So that being said, let's bring in my man. Where is he? Oh, here he is. Ba-ba-da-ba.
What up? Gonna have a lot of fun with this one. I did the homework on this last week when we first proposed it, so I've been done with it.
This is great. This is awesome. Then we have this guy, Captain Four Eyes, and then we have Franz. He always gonna do a stupid face. That's one of the reasons why I don't like bringing him in. And then we have Sam.
What's going on, everybody?
Now let's let you guys know that Matt is trust me, he's going to be on the show, but he's running late because he was doing a job and he's driving and he's like, I'm going to be there.
I propose we talk about what you wanted to talk about, a couple things before we get into it. So we give Matt some time because Matt's going to have some very good and informative and insightful perspectives. So.
Oh, trust me. What's up, Robert Collins? What's going on, man?
And we got to wait for Abby. We got to wait for Abby and Cole too.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Let's talk about Thunderbolts because last week we were kind of mum on it because I haven't seen it yet. So we finally watched it on Thursday. I took the wife. And whoever said she's going to like it, she liked it. I think it was you, Ish, yeah. She liked it. As a matter of fact, she ranks it up there.
Mine fell asleep during it, so I can't.
So that tells us what we think. Anyway, so now we can actually talk about it. I think the spoiler time I think is up. I gave it a solid 8. I enjoyed it. I think for all the reasons why Frank didn't like it. I found it enjoyable. It was the dial. I didn't find it too slow. As a matter of fact, I think it flew by. Hi, Sheffy. What's going on there, pal? So the thing is that we enjoyed it together, and I think the Red Guardian. I gotta love that guy. There's Sheffy. I love the Red Guardian. I think he was funny. He wasn't so over the top funny like Love and Thunder funny.
Do you generally like David Harbour and other things too?
Well, thank you, Chef. I'm a solid 8. What is you said? What'd you say, Dan? I got lost in Sam's eyes. What'd you say?
Do you like David Harbour typically as an actor in his work?
I do. Okay. I do.
He is a great actor. I will give him that. He is entertaining.
I do, but for some reason, he is the Red Guardian. You could not recast the Red Guardian in my head. You can't. He solidified that role. The villain, yeah, he's a straight up badass villain, but not enough Sentry, more Void, not enough Sentry, okay. And the post credit scene, I guess I was expecting this like massive. I was expecting to like do that yes in the movie theater, and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. Anyways,
I was a little underwhelmed I was a little underrated.
Look at Chef. Chef gave it a solid 5-0.
Well, that's because you two are bed buddies. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you guys shared the same damn.
I'm telling you, like it was to me one of those movies that I could have just streamed at home. Like to me, it wasn't any connection to the Marvel universe.
Well, let me ask you, Frank. Do you think that all the hype that you were hearing about, you went in going like, "Oh, this is gonna be good shit."
Everyone said the MCU is back. I'm like, it just looks like it's still here.
Does every Marvel movie have to be connected to a greater Marvel Universe story, or could it just play out like comics, where it just happens to be a Marvel comic?
Okay, the way they gassed it up, the way that they were advertising it and hyping it up, it made it seem like.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. I got to stop you right there, Frank. Comic Sam. This is Frank from Atlas Comics, another person in this community. Y'all need to know each other. Y'all should know each other. Y'all absolutely should know each other.
We've never done a show before.
This is Frank from Atlas. You got to check him out on Instagram. Sam, you got to check out Frank. Like, for real, good people, both good people. Yeah. Everybody, Caesar got this habit of putting all these good people together. Dan up top, like all these dope people, which is, then there's me in the middle, which I'm like the middle finger, so it's right where I belong. Because I'm a walking, living
you're one of the realest motherfuckers I know out here.
Yo, I appreciate you, bro.
That's what's up. Hey, Sam, I'm gonna give you a follow as soon as I get off here.
Sounds good. I think I follow you.
So let me ask you guys then. So now that I saw everything, blah 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 blah, and all the Thunderbolt stuff, people are going, why is there an asterisk on the new Avengers?
Well, the asterisk was on the Thunderbolts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now it's on the new Avengers.
And now it's the new Avengers because it's probably going to change again.
Listen, guys, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. My question is, will I watch it again? And that's the point. And this goes back to the top 10 movies, in my opinion, are movies if I could watch again. And as I was telling Dan in the green room, the hardest one I had was my number 10.
Yep.
Should it go in or should it go out? And Frank.
Did you guys put it in order from the best to least? Because I kind of just threw them all on there.
I got 10 and an honorable mention. This was easy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got a few honorable mentions, but my 10 was like, and I was telling Dan, do I watch my 10 more than I watch 11, or do I watch 11 more than I would watch 10?
My feelings were right there. I've got 10, and then I have like up honorable to 20 mentions. Of, oh, well, it could be these any day.
I felt it was like Varsity Blues. Like I had shit on the whiteboard and I'm moving stuff around. I'm like, no, that's got to come down. So I'm constantly moving shit, but I narrowed it down to 10, but it was tough. And to your point, Caesar, my 10th one.
I brought 11, and I'm gonna need your guys' help to just, I want to see between you four which one should come down to help me make it 10. Because I brought 11. It was really, I told Caesar, I don't give a fuck. This is my 11 that like I can't leave any of these out. So I'll leave it up to you guys which one should get knocked off. I have a feeling I know which one is. I have a feeling I know which one you're gonna knock off, man.
I don't want to spoil it for Matt, but I want to know now what everybody's 10 is. We can just talk about 10.
Wow. I tell you what, that's actually a horrible idea. So this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. I wanted to talk about this whole thing about this rumor going on that Neve Campbell has been signed on to play Polaris.
Just a voice.
Just a voice?
Really? Just a voice for the cartoon. Is that what it is? It's for the animated?
For X-Men 97 season 2. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I don't care.
Caesar, you're about to go.
Caesar, I thought I was thinking the same thing as you. I thought she was cast for Alive.
I thought she was cast for Alive because then I was going to go to Ish, who's stuffed in his fucking face. Eat before you fucking come on the show, motherfucker. Was where would you put Polaris in a live action film? I was like, how would that work?
I think before they talk about live action Polaris, I mean, there's so many other honorable mentions that they would have to talk about before live action.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
First of all, I said Dell gets to show up with Lego headsets and a plate of food. I get to
he said Lego headsets.
Get his kids headsets. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about. And a plate of food. Anyway, Polaris, you have to keep in mind that Polaris predates 90% of the X-Men. Like Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, she was around and running with the X-Men before them.
So how would they use her in the live action, though? That's what I'm trying to say. How would they introduce her? If that was the case. But now that Dan says it's a cartoon, so it doesn't
matter. So it doesn't really matter. It's not gonna watch it.
No, it doesn't. So I don't.
I mean, if you look at the mutant TV show The Gifted, right? She was the main character.
Let's see. Chef is saying it was too self-conscious of one's inner mental health and dove too deep into the world of personal struggles.
Peter just said it. There was a live-action Polaris on the Fox X-Men show. It was called The Gifted, and Polaris was the main character.
That's right. That's right. I did watch The Gifted. And
why do I not? Oh, The Gifted. I was like, I don't remember.
It came and went. It was one of those shows. Okay, so let's do this. I did want to touch on that. We did talk about Thunderbolts, and so this is my question to you guys: will there be a Thunderbolts 2, or just that's it? No Thunderbolts 2. It's going to be all part of the Doomsday bullshit and all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah,
there'll be a Thunderbolts 2.
Oh, you're saying
well, is it going to be Thunderbolts or is it?
It made too much money. It made too much money for them not to go back to the well.
It didn't make too much money. It didn't make more than Brave New World.
Thunderbolts?
No. Thunderbolts?
Really?
No.
I still have yet to watch Brave New World.
Wait a minute.
I just watched it last week.
First time?
It wasn't good?
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
So right. I think it's safe to say I think everyone here probably enjoyed Thunderbolts more than Brave New World, right?
Well, I enjoyed Brave New World too, so.
Oh, you did? Okay. I still want to see it. I mean, I have to see it. Oh, yeah. I have to see it.
Okay. So this fool is 2 minutes away from the house. So let's do a little bit of fluff here. My thing. This is my point. Dan, you're saying that it did not make as much money as Brave New World. I don't believe you.
So I'll tell you right now. Captain America: Brave New World grossed approximately $415 million worldwide, making it the fourth highest grossing movie in 2025. Right?
Wow.
Now I'm trying Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts has made, and now granted, it's just fresh.
It's still in theaters. Yeah.
Thunderbolts has made approximately $274 million worldwide as of mid-May. So
in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, fair, but that's a 415 and 274. That's a big gap. That's not like you're off by 50 million. I mean, you're
but Thunderbolts is increasing at a pace that is faster than Captain America: Brave New World.
Because of word of mouth. 2 weeks. The numbers you should look at, Dan, is how much did it make on box office opening weekend for both? Because the only reason why the Brave New World had that leapfrog over everybody else because it was the first MCU movie that hasn't come out in a while. So everyone had a big boner for it, and of course you include Red Hulk.
So
everyone wanted to see that.
According to, again, just more internet data, take it with a grain of salt, I suppose, but it says, we already talked about what it grossed so far since it's been out. It says its 76 million U.S. opening was higher than Eternals, 71 million, Ant-Man and the Wasp, 75 million, but much lower than the Deadpool and Wolverine, which was 211 million opening. So
damn, dude, that's crazy. 211 million.
None of the numbers you gave me surprised the shit out of me.
The highest grossing R-rated film, period.
Of all time.
Yeah. IGN is reporting that they spent 180 million to make it, but then another 100 million to market it. So they're nowhere close to the green.
In fairness, they project Thunderbolts projected to finish between 405 and 445 million when the dust settles with everything. So, I mean, there's still runway there, but I don't think they're going to make. Honestly, I don't think a lot of these Thunderbolt people are going to. And I don't know. I have no insider knowledge. Some of these guys are getting taken out in Secret Wars. I mean, so what's it going to look like?
Oh, speaking of taken out, now that part was funny. Let's be honest. Spoilers, regardless. They did Taskmaster.
No, I mean everybody wanted that character gone. Nobody liked that character. That was fan service completely.
They need to reboot that character. Bring in the real Taskmaster now. You know.
Well, if you can bring Kingpin back from getting shot in the head, I suppose you could bring Taskmaster back from getting shot in the head.
But Kingpin got shot in the head that way in the comics, though.
But remember, Taskmaster got shot in the head and then blown up in that building.
I gotta be honest, because
she gone.
So funny in the marketing, she's all over the posters, right? And the whole time when the whole scene was happening, I'm like, oh, so is she gonna like walk out or fire, or is she gonna blah blah blah? Is she gonna come out later? No.
She
no.
Did. She did.
And she did. She go. Now the thing is that is like Ish said, it was a fan favorite kind of a. Everybody hated her character in Black Widow, and this was sort of a fanboy's wet dream. Just get rid of her and bring it back. You know, and it's a shame. I always thought Taskmaster was a pretty badass character, but.
I mean, I agree with Dan though about the characters dying like that. Everybody on that team, you know, I mean, I don't need a Black Widow on an Avengers team. Just talk about out of place with a Hawkeye and a Black Widow.
Oh my God!
On an Avengers team, like they just don't belong there.
I almost caused somebody to have a seizure by mentioning that. Again, I've seen Florence Pugh in other movies, and I like her movies. Right? I mean, I'm just not a fan of her in this role in this movie. Again,
I'm sorry, no offense. Is she fat? Is she not fat? Like, I'll be wondering, like, yo, okay, what do we call that? Are you one?
I mean, I'm not. I won't say that. I mean,
I'm not bashing anyone. I don't mean it like that way. It's just I don't know.
Yeah,
I need to know.
My point is, even Natasha Romanoff, like, she was a badass. There was comedy to her, and there was seriousness to her. What I'm seeing of Yelena, except for Hawkeye, where she was kind of funny. She seems like really like she's heavy. Like I don't mean heavy like physically. I mean like she's.
You mean physically?
No. I'm saying she's just dry.
I mean, I don't know how to say it. She's just a downer. You know, like constantly a downer.
Yeah, well, obviously in the movie, she was contemplating what the hell am I doing here? She has no purpose. She was the one that was going with the mental health thing. You know, as a matter of fact, everybody's going through it. Let's be honest.
Everybody had a challenge.
I was going to say, watching the movie, she had me second guessing my life. I'm like, what am I doing?
She's not the star.
I'm selling comics.
She's not the star of the franchise. She's not the star that they think she is. She's not. No. She's not carrying these.
Dude, the big scene, the Thunderbolts all get together. They lift a wall up. I was like, oh man, these guys, they're the best. And they lift a big concrete slab up. And everyone's standing there giving them a round of applause.
But Frank, it was like what I said earlier. Like, it started out, I was really happy. Like, it was serious. Then there was funny notes where they were all going up the shaft together and they had to work together, and that was funny and it was cool. And then it just sort of drug on, like I said about like funny people. Like, it just kept going. It's like, and what else?
I mean, I don't like what they did to Red Guardian personally. Like, I just don't like this. I mean, they turn a badass into a buffoon. You know what I mean? Which is just like, okay. I like the character who plays him. I don't need him to be a buffoon. I would like to see him whoop some ass like Red Guardian can before, you get rid of him. You know what I mean?
Hey, Abby, I'm glad you're here. Now we can actually start the show. Now we can start. Ish
we were waiting for you.
Ish said we can't start the top 10 until Abby's team shows up. The Golden Oldies.
I'll say this and then I'll leave Thunderbolts alone. Had two good scenes to me. The first fight scene when they all met, and then the limbo scene when Bucky comes out as Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
That to me. Everything else after that movie, I was like,
I gotta tell you that the opening sequence was pretty good with Black Widow. That whole sequence with her. I mean, I like to see Marvel movies. I mean, killing people. Like, Black Widow should be killing people. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I liked her coming down off the building and just doing the narrative and going down the hallway and snapping necks and all. I thought that was really cool.
See, if I think there's a character that redeemed themselves in my eyes and I'm interested in going forward, honestly, US Agent. He was funny. He was badass at times. Like, I like his character moving forward.
The MCU definitely needs more Wyatt Russell. I think so.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
He
stood out.
I did find it funny that Frank just mentioned it, the part of holding up the concrete. You mean when the Red Guardian and Winter Soldier held up the concrete? Because those other dumbasses could what they
US
Agent. The whole team, and everyone's clapping, giving them a round of applause. I'm like, what are we doing here, dude? Like everyone move on. Like the city's falling apart and stuff, and everyone's like, you guys flew that concrete.
I was waiting for someone to be on the other side of it, and they crushed somebody. Like,
hey, but what I will say, Sam, is they did right by US Agent. The problem is when we first got him, there was so much hate because
he was
appreciate you hanging out with us, E-Man.
Yeah.
So it was cool, like seeing him now. Like we're used to the character, we know. And for some reason, I remember there was a lot of hate with his ears sticking out of his mask. And
I thought that was funny when he was asking them, "Do you guys like the helmet? Do you not like the helmet?" And that was just another fan service moment, you know.
Do you ever see?
Oh, that's right.
When he has the helmet on, he has not Red Guardian.
Oh, the chin strap. I hated it.
It makes his face look smushed like a Goomba from Mario Bros.
He looks like Popeye.
Yeah.
He looks like Popeye.
Yeah,
with the big old chin sticking out.
It doesn't
all
look
right, guys. Let's do this. Matt's gonna join. Because, like I said, we're gonna go through it. So this is how we're gonna do this. We're going to go in a certain order. We're gonna do our top 10 to number 1. So if you have your list, make sure you have it in front of you. And then we're just gonna riff. We're just gonna either shit on that person for having such a bad list. All right, or we're gonna say, you know what? It's pretty close to mine. Now, this is the funny part, and this is the greatest part about opinions, is that once again, I talked about it many times. I've talked about it many times. What you think is badass, I think is shit. I think is badass, you think is shit. That's the way it is, the way it works. Unless you're J-Rob, who doesn't like any fucking
brilliant strategy, Abby. That is a brilliant strategy. We need that strategy every week.
Because we were like, list of what? Abby, we're doing the top 10 comic book movies of all time, in our opinion.
And the rules are that the movie has to come from a comic.
Yes, correct. So the comic book came out first, then the movie, not a movie and then the comic book.
Yeah, it was a comic adaptation. It wasn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Movie then book.
J-Rob, I didn't invite you because you don't like anything. So your list will be just nothing. It'll be just like a jar of dust. Just a jar of you will shit on everything.
Wait, can we? What's an example, real quick, of the movie that came out and then the comic?
Like John Wick.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, okay, all right. I forgot about something like that.
Or Matrix.
Yeah.
Matrix. Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
That's like
Mad Max.
No, it's so Abby, and this is so just what people know. This is all comic book related, not just DC and Marvel. We're talking independent. We're talking Image, whatever it is, whatever of the publisher came from. That's what it is.
I already know I'm going to get some shit for some of my picks. I already know it.
Oh, no! Listen, I'm going to get. This is interesting.
I want to share my
picks. At 49 years old, I earned the right to have my opinion and not care what anyone else feels. My opinion.
At 53 years old, I care every ounce. Now,
because I'm coming at you because you don't like.
I don't give a flying rat's ass what you guys think about my list. And as a matter of fact, I think out of everybody here, including Matt, my list is you guys gonna go. You're fucked up. or as Ish would say, put yourself in the bottom. Put yourself in the bottom. Okay, so here we go. Who wants to go first? Who's itching at their jockstrap to want to go first?
Okay.
All right, let's go with Frank. No, let's go with Frank. It's Frank. Because I tell you what, I told Frank, you got to do your top 10. He's like, I already get it.
Can we do something real quick, Caesar? I don't mean to interrupt you, but like, let's not have a dialogue first. Let's just go through the 10, and then we can come back because we're never going to get through everybody's 10s if we discuss them all.
No. We'll do. Okay, go ahead.
What I will say, which is funny, I didn't actually like put them in. 1 being my favorite and 10 being my least favorite on my top 10 list. Or like I said, I have a top 11. But I will say, to be fair, the first 2 were super easy for me, so I will say they're probably my 2 favorite. And it's funny looking at it. My 2 favorite comic book movies are DC movies. So easily my top 2, Batman: Dark Knight, when we got Heath Ledger's Joker, and Watchmen, I think were my favorite comic book movies of all time. That I can say that I've watched them probably the most.
Right.
The rest I'm gonna fly through, and then I want you guys, because I got 11. I want you guys to come up with an agreement to decide which one I should not have left on my list. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm just gonna fly through them. So I went Avengers 1, Avengers 2, Infinity War, Spider-Man 1, 2 with Tobey Maguire, X-Men 1, Captain America.
Bottom.
Okay.
He's on the bottom.
No,
You can't move him.
I mean, like, drop him off.
even let him
Any kind word I've ever said to you, Frank, just forget I've ever said it. We'll start over.
Let the man talk. Let the man talk.
Because I'm not even at the movie I thought you would have had me take off yet. So it's Captain America: Civil War. I put Blade 1, and then here it is, Deadpool 3. That's my list.
It was really good, except for X-Men. It's really good.
X-Men was the one that I'm surprised that you're bad. I thought you would have said Deadpool 3 because when
Anna Paquin, bro. Anna Paquin.
It's just I grew up on it. It was.
You didn't throw your remote at your TV every time Anna Paquin showed her face.
Wow. There's so much hate for Anna Paquin.
He does.
I feel it, but it was one of those movies that I watched forever and ever, and I can watch it always, and it just.
I tell you what.
Look at J-Rob blowing up.
Avengers 2, I'm a little like.
Oh, I loved Ultron, man. I thought the movie was. I mean, of course,
I think your list is pretty. I think your list is pretty great, except that X-Men, man.
X-Men was tough.
But remember, this is the movies that we personally think is our favorite.
Yeah.
That's personal, right?
Personal.
All right.
Mine is nobody gonna like mine. They're gonna be like,
I gotta go next. I gotta go next if I can.
I got it, but I wanna do a shout out because you know what? You were absolutely correct there, you man. Road to Perdition is pretty good, and I gotta be honest with you.
Road to Perdition?
Yeah.
Was that a comic before the movie?
It was a comic, yeah.
It was a great movie.
It's a very boring graphic novel.
I like the movie. I remember
a good movie.
I went to that movie to like sneak in to make out with my girlfriend, and I actually got into it, and I was like, wow, this movie was great. I was like, get off me, I'm watching. Tom Hanks.
Road to Perdition is really hard for people.
That's fantastic.
I know a lot of women didn't like it because it's a very hard, it's a different type of a gangster film, right? Very slow, very different. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, we got big Tom Hanks. We got big Tom Hanks.
Okay. Well, all right, Dan.
All right. Number 1, I'm gonna go.
Oh wait, are you gonna go 1 to 10? Oh, you
1 to 10. 1 to 10 is in my top movie, and then it goes down. Right. Number 1 is Avengers, the first Avengers movie. Number 2, Captain America: Winter Soldier. Number 3 is Batman Begins. Number 4, the first Iron Man. Number 5, even though I think Henry Cavill is the best Superman, in my opinion, I gave Christopher Reeve, Superman 1978, my number 5, because just for what it did, for Siegel and Schuster and the credit that it gave them. And okay, now this is where I think
I'm losing all my friends tonight.
This is where I'm going to get some shit.
I really like Dan. I wanted you in my.
This is all personal preference, and this is now the back 9. You guys are going to get pissed at me. The Crow. Number 6 is The Crow.
That's not bad. I mean,
number 7 is John Carter of Mars.
What?
Yo, you just made Jason Robinson is having 8 heart attacks. He needs a triple bypass.
I know. I like what I like.
Who's up next?
I know. Dude,
I was trying to stay with you. I'm like,
Frank, listen, it's gonna get worse.
Check. You just gave Jason Robinson. I promise you. When you said John Carter, you said The Crow. Yo, he died.
You're gonna love the next one then, because these are movies I found entertaining that were based on comics. So I like my next one after John Carter was Edge of Tomorrow. I liked it with Tom Cruise. It was based on a Japanese novel. So I did
really.
Edge of Tomorrow wasn't bad. That was a good one.
I love that movie.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was a.
I do like Peter. He threw Sin City. Sin City was a fucking.
I'm mad that I didn't put either
the Japanese novel
300 on my list.
Sin City's fantastic.
300 was great too.
I know. I'm sorry, Palms, dude. I love it. Okay, then I said Edge of Tomorrow. The next one, my number 9 is a Studio Ghibli movie called Only Yesterday. It's a cartoon.
Okay.
But I do love Studio Ghibli, and I particularly love that cartoon. I do. I will watch it.
And that was a comic?
So we're doing manga. We're doing manga.
Everything.
I said Blade.
Was manga not supposed to be on the list? If it was, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can do manga.
Well, I can't.
It's that comic to movie.
So Only Yesterday I would put as my number 9, and then my number 10 was Alita Battle Angel.
Okay, well, I like it.
When I started my
Scroll, it'd be Fist of the North. I have to stay away from manga.
Okay, I got to tell you, Dan. Hearing your list, it gave me a slight aneurysm.
No.
Damn, I missed it.
And not because. As a matter of fact, now that Matt's here, nobody comment. Nobody comment. All right.
Except for me.
Dan, go ahead and just round it off real quick from 1 to 10.
Number 1, Avengers.
Wait, we're going from the number 1 down?
No.
You can do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Okay. Any order.
Yeah,
number 1.
We're not talking about it yet. We're just running through it, and then we're gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah, then we're gonna roast me. Number 1, Avengers.
No,
number 2, Captain America: Winter Soldier. Number 3, Batman Begins. Number 4, Iron Man. Number 1. Number 5, Superman, the 1978 Christopher Reeve Superman. Number 6, The Crow. Number 7, John Carter of Mars. Number 8, Edge of Tomorrow. Number 9, Only Yesterday, Studio Ghibli, Only Yesterday. And the last one is Alita Battle Angel.
Do I
He did do manga.
Yeah, you can. As a matter of fact, Frank. So because you just joined, Frank's
okay.
This quick.
I'll blast through it. So Batman, Dark Knight, Watchmen, Avengers 1 and 2, Infinity War, Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Tobey, X-Men 1, Deadpool 3, Captain America: Civil War, and then Blade 1.
Feeling really good about my list.
Can I go next? I got my list.
I'm
talking the most junk because I gotta get my ammo out because my list is obviously pretty surely going to be the most heavily criticized. It just really is.
Let's get it.
I want to give honor. I want to shout out though to the people who mentioned the Frank Miller stuff because I didn't even think of it and I should have. But that 300 in Sin City certainly belong on people's list, and they're not on mine, and that's okay. But they should. There's things I should consider. So for me, this list is just a list. Some of it is my favorite that I watch over and over again, and some of it is just respect to movies and like the Dark Knight trilogy, right? I don't care for that movie.
Man, say the list. Quit giving.
I'm talking. I'm saying the Dark Knight trilogy.
Trying to set the stage.
The Dark Knight trilogy is my honorable mention. Don't really care for it, but I think it's just a.
Don't really care for honorable mentions. We want the 10.
We got honorable. We doing honorable mentions.
Think of 3 movies and put it.
You came late, Matt.
You guys gave honorable mentions.
Yes, we are giving honorable mentions. So then,
I did give an honorable mention.
My number 10 is Wonder Woman. My number 9 is Amazing Spider-Man. The reason why Wonder Woman is because it's just the best female-led superhero movie ever made. My number 9 is Amazing Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire because we'll go with the reasons why later on.
Yeah.
I got Swamp Thing at number 8. I have the original Conan at number 7. I have Blade at number 6. I have Michael Keaton's Batman at number 5. I have Transformers, the animated movie at number 4. I have Superman number 2. Superman 2 at number 3. I have Popeye at number 2. And I have Winter Soldier at number 1.
Did you say Popeye?
The Transformers one So we got to talk about that because I debated that in my head, and technically, it was a comic book before it was a cartoon, before it was a TV show.
Well, the movie came out in 86. The comic came out in 84.
Yeah, I know. Technically, because the comic book was really just made to create stories for the toy line that was coming over.
Yeah, but we talking about the movie though, right? So I get to use the movie because
I love that.
Yo, Matt,
but I feel like the movie is more
so
derivative from the cartoon than it is the comic book. You know,
can I shout out that whatever camera you're using is freaking crazy good, dude. I think you look more real than shit in front of me right now. Which is what kind of camera is that?
So a lot of the movies on my list weren't because the ones that were my favorite are my favorite, but some of them were like with Amazing Spider-Man is because we were able to watch the MCU or Blade because of these movies.
Matt, can you put a list of your equipment in the comments, Matt?
And then Batman, for me, it was just I went to saw that in the theater like 5 times with Keith. You know what I mean? In '89.
You said, "Can I do what in the comments?"
Put a list of your using. Put all the equipment you're using listed in the comments, please.
Oh, yo, just hit me on the side. I got you.
So hold on. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't want to talk yet. Sam, go ahead.
All right. From top down. Number 1, The Dark Knight.
Oh God! No, I'm just kidding. Like we're just fucking roasting people.
Number 2, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Number 3, V for Vendetta.
Oh.
Number 4, Spider-Man 2. Number 5, Black Panther. Number 6, Winter Soldier. Number 7, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Number 8, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, fucking Scott Pilgrim. God damn it.
Number 9, Batman Begins. And number 10, No Way Home.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead, Matt.
The only one on this list I liked is V for Vendetta.
No,
at least he didn't say it the other way though. I didn't like anything on the list. But...
All right, I'm gonna start with my honorable mention. Since we get one, I'm gonna throw Scott Pilgrim right in there because that is one that I missed the mark on that one, but I got a Scott Pilgrim tattoo, so you know I got it like for real rep.
Look at them guns.
I mean, we all miss Kick-Ass, but anyway.
Oh
no, I didn't miss Kick-Ass. I passed over Kick-Ass.
Me too.
You didn't pass
Kick-Ass
over.
I absolutely did. I absolutely consciously.
You didn't even think about the motherfucker.
Nope, it's not true. I looked at it and it was like
the motherfucker, right?
We got to get to the list. Go, Matt. Go with your list.
Go.
Number 10, Into the Spider-Verse. Number 9, Logan.
Yeah, why are you saying it like you're lecturing us?
I like it.
I feel bad. I feel,
hey man,
I feel like you want me to go to detention or something.
Maybe it's the conviction that you know I'm educating you right now.
Logan,
what taste looks
Logan,
like.
Logan. I would have leave the room. Can I go to the bottom?
Logan was great. Logan's in my top 20.
Logan. Number 8, Batman Returns. Number 7, Infinity War. Number 6, Spider-Man 2, Toby. Number 5, The Snyder Cut.
Oh.
Number 4,
what?
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I want to go too. How do I leave?
Did Frank leave voluntarily? Did you kick him out?
In my top 3. Number 3 goes to my top 3
movie.
Number 3 goes to Endgame. Number 2 goes to No Way Home. And number 1 goes to the greatest comic book movie of all time, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I was going to put that on my damn list, man.
That's on my honorable mention list.
I don't think production-wise it was great, but for what it did, it was great.
I love it.
They haven't been able to replicate it since.
Why did you say the Snyder Cut? Like the world was going to agree. Like
no, I said it because I knew the world was going to disagree.
Like the Sermon on the Mount. He was like, number 5, the Snyder Cut. Like, yo, my man hit us with like, yo.
I just knew there was going to be a visceral reaction to it because no one agrees with that, and that's fine. I don't care.
So Matt, because Frank had he had to go through it when he heard one of the movies, but he didn't get to hear all of it.
I left you at Batman Returns. You got to give me the lecture again.
The lecture again. All right. Number 10 was Into the Spider-Verse. Number 9 was Logan. Number 8 is Batman Returns. Number 7 is Infinity War. Number 6 was Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire.
It's number 5. Could you skip number 5? We got it. We don't want that.
Number 5.
Please skip it. Go to 4.
Is the Snyder Cut.
The
Snyder Cut. Top 5 movies of all time. Number 4 is Dark Knight. Number 3 is Endgame. 2 is No Way Home. And then number 1 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've watched that movie more than any movie in existence.
Did we all so far have Dark Knight on our list? I feel like I'm trying to tally which.
I didn't have it on my list proper. No.
Where do you guys put Morbius on this list?
Way up there, baby.
We don't.
Last.
We don't.
I think it's better than the Snyder Cut.
He comes right after Madam Web. So it's Madam Web. Are we talking about top 10 shit list?
But I think the Snyder Cut is better than X-Men.
You wait till we do the next show will be the top 10 worst coming.
Snyder Cut was fucking
John Carter's on that list for me right there.
Yeah, somebody put John Carter from Mars on their list, and that just hurt my feelings, man.
All right, so let me
but it was a fun movie.
Somebody put the live action Fist of the North Star on there. What happened?
So this is my list. Ready? You guys ready? Here we go. I have a few honorable mentions, and I'll mention the honorable mentions after the fact. But number 10, Man of Steel. 9, Civil War. 8, Doctor Strange. 7, Ragnarok.
Number 1?
Number 1, the first Doctor Strange. 7, Ragnarok. 6, Sin City. 5, Endgame. 4, Constantine. 3, Watchmen. 2, 300.
Caesar cheated.
Hold on, wait. I can't hear.
Caesar added Sin City tonight.
Number 3.
No, I had it. I already had it. Oh, Sin City's always been my favorite.
Go back to your number 3, Caesar.
Constantine was a good one, man.
Number 3 is Watchmen. Number 2 is 300. And number 1 is V for Vendetta.
Wow. Hey, Caesar, man, for a guy that don't read comics, man, hell of a list.
Yeah, that's the best part about not reading comics. I enjoy the movie for what they are. You know what I'm saying? Now, my honorable mentions, real quick. Thunderbolts, Scott Pilgrim, Winter Soldier, X-Men, Days of Future Past, and Guardians 1.
They're not bad movies, man. I haven't heard a bad movie on the list at all.
Yes, you have. That's called John Carter.
Okay, let me correct that statement. I have not heard a bad movie that I've seen.
Did they even call it John Carter of Mars? Wasn't it just Carter and nobody?
No, it was John Carter.
It was John Carter.
Okay.
And it wasn't the worst movie ever. It doesn't belong on a top 10 list, but it wasn't the worst movie ever.
I mean, but it's his favorite movie. You know what I mean? If it's one of his favorites, and you know what I mean?
Let's throw Meteor Man on the list for me then.
Meteor Man.
Legendary.
Yeah.
But it
wasn't a
comic after, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just mine because I know. I mean, if you ask me my 3 top movies of all time, that's the first movie I name. If I had to go on the island, me and my commander used to go around on posts, and we used to ask to get to know our airmen as an icebreaker. What 3 movies would you take with you on a stranded island? And my 3 were always started with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
If you were stranded on an island,
yeah, same thing, whatever.
So
it had to be my number 1.
Matt, I was moving my shit around, and finally the determining factor for some of these was like, if these movies came on, would I shut them off or would I just let them play? And those are the 10 I came up with. I mean, I moved a bunch of shit off the list, but I'll take the shit. I don't care. I mean, I liked it. I mean, you know.
No, I mean, your truth is your truth, man. I wouldn't even knock it. I mean, personally, I made my list based off of what I'm putting on.
So right? For me, mine was
what I'm actively watching over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's,
I mean,
that's what I went with. The movies that I'm gonna go watch in the theater.
Sam for Scott Pilgrim.
So mine was not my favorites, right? Mine was a list of some of my favorites versus some of the ones that I felt were important enough, meaning important enough in superhero or comic film history that it merited being put on a 10 list. Like Popeye is my favorite, right? I watch Popeye, I watch Superman 2 over and over and over again, right? I can watch Popeye forever. I can put a marathon of Popeye on because of how it impacted me as a kid. Same with Conan. Conan was the first one of all of these movies. Conan was the first one of all of these movies that I'd never seen anything like Conan. I remember I'm older than most. I'd never seen anything like Conan when Conan was perfect casting. Just never seen anything like it. You know what I mean? At the time. And then Superman 2, again, watch it over and over and over again, Transformers. But then I put movies like Amazing Spider-Man, for instance, Wonder Woman and Dark Knight trilogy. I picked those because, you know, with Blade and Amazing Spider-Man, we have what we have today largely because of what those two movies were able to do, Blade and then Amazing Spider-Man.
Dude,
and then
I remember when Blade first came out, I think, and don't quote me on the year. I want to say it was what, 97, 98, around then.
It was in the 90s, mid to late 90s.
I just remember being a kid and I had to sneak into that. So a lot of these movies, I'm thinking of how important they were to me as like a kid. That was the first movie I snuck into, and I was like, dude, fucking worth it. You know, had to have it on VHS. And, you know, aside even from comic books, it was just like one of those movies that like I'll never forget. Spider-Man being one of those, like, I can't believe I'm watching a live action Spider-Man.
Exactly, that feeling.
That feeling, like I still feel like I can taste the popcorn from that movie. That's how important it was to me. That's what started.
You got chills when that building was collapsing and he's holding that shit up and he's like, "This is heavy."
Dude, I remember the commercial, the band, or not band, but the recalled Twin Tower commercial and everything like that.
I don't even think it was great. I just remember, and maybe I know Sam, for instance, probably does it. Maybe Matt does. I don't know. But I remember growing up reading Wizard magazine and watching every issue of Wizard where they would fan cast these movies.
I remember that
they would say that these movies were going to get made, and then they'd not get made. And it was like, so when we finally got Spider-Man, it's like, whoa. We finally actually have Spider-Man.
I had a buddy who, I swear, dude, he would get scripts years ahead of its time. Like, I remember when we had the script for like Matrix 2, Freddy versus Jason, we were reading these as kids, and you know, Terminator, I mean, Rise of the Machines and all that. We were reading these scripts as kids, and I was like, oh, these are bullshit. There's no fuck. And then I remember years later, I could still remember being, you know, this is when we're on Newground? No. Anyways, some of those back websites. Anyways, so I remember reading these as a kid, and I'm like, you know, I'm reading them like they're comics. I'm like, oh, there's no way. And then I remember years later, I mean, it was like 10 years after reading these scripts, I'm like, holy shit, they actually made a movie with these scripts. And I haven't found that website yet, but I don't know as an adult if I want access to it, because now I'm like, I don't even want to see trailers for these movies, let alone know some of these scripts that are going to happen 10 years from now and things like that. But
let's get to the nitty gritty, man.
Hold on, wait. Before we do that, let me just air this out. J Rob is trolling. That's a bullshit list. He just J Rob is lonely and he wants some attention, and I'm not giving it to him. All right,
but let's give you some attention, Matt. Talk about the Snyder Cut. What made you go with the Snyder Cut?
Okay, so it all started, because this is a story. It all started with Man of Steel. Man of Steel was so good, and I did not expect it to be good, right? And I think that was the first of the Snyder DC verse.
Man of Steel might be the perfect straight superhero movie.
And I will say again, I want to also throw in a little quick note. I think Cavill is the best Superman, even though I give credit to Reeve for what they did back in '78 with that movie and what it stood for. But
Reeve is the best Clark Kent.
I don't know. I debate
That's why.
Maybe. Yeah,
I guess Reeves' Superman is more iconic. I think he's just, you know, that's the Superman that we got.
We grew up with. He's the one we saw as kids.
But he was Superman forever until recently. You know?
I had the best.
And that was one of the first comic movies where they gave credit to the creators. Right? You see them putting Siegel and Schuster in the credits and right in the front when the title rolled, and that was kind of groundbreaking too. So I did pick it for those kind of like those reasons, aside from the production value of the movie.
Okay, back to the Snyder Cut though.
I want to hear your take on Snyder Cut, but it's interesting that you give Cavill the best Superman, but Terrence Stamp was the best Zod, man. Like, Cavill didn't get a Terrence Stamp Zod. He didn't get Neil before Zod. Like, he didn't get that. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested in.
So we got that in the cup. Man of Steel was fucking phenomenal, and I was blown away. I've always been a fan of Zack Snyder.
I'm a Snyder. A Snyder.
He's an incredible filmmaker visually. Storytelling, it's not always there, but visually, he is such. And I'm big on visuals, as you can tell. But so then Batman versus Superman comes out, and it's horrible in the theaters. And one day I'm bored, and I watch the director's cut. And I'm like, yo, this is not as bad as what I saw in the theaters. This is actually kind of coherent, and I could see how. Executives probably got in and chopped it up. And made it, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Was Martha still in there?
Yeah, it was. But it was a much better movie. It flowed better. It was a much better offering. So when Justice League was on the cusp of coming out, I knew that I was looking forward to what Zack Snyder had to say and how he was going to tell that story. And when it first came out and Josh Whedon got involved, and I was kind of like, they ruined this, and it's unfortunate. Based on the circumstances why Zack Snyder had to bow out, God bless and condolences. But the thing that got me is that this was one of those moments that the people championed for this, and they got it. And when they got it, I mean, like so much more money got put into this, and it just to me at that point, it was the best iteration of the Justice League that I've ever seen. You know what I mean? I'm not a DC fan at all.
The only iteration.
Hold on.
Have you seen one before?
Say what?
Have you seen an iteration before it?
Yeah, Josh Whedon's.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was. It was horrible.
Atrocious.
It's like they tried to make the Avengers out of something that was clearly not supposed to be the Avengers.
I agree with Killmonger. The thing is that the fact that
wait, hold on. Who's Killmonger? Who's Killmonger?
Yo, Caesar, hold on. Put yourself on timeout. Hold on. Put yourself on timeout, bro.
When I saw the Zack Snyder version, I liked it 20 times better than the Whedon. 100%. I was like, I wish I would have seen this the first time.
Yo,
did you the first time you saw it? Was it the black and white 4x3?
Where the fuck did you get yours from? A back alley? I mean, I've never seen that shit.
No, the first iteration to come out was the black and white 4x3, and it was dumb. I was like,
you gotta let Carlito have it. I mean,
if you don't like listen, just generally speaking, if you don't like Justice League, fine, that's not for you. But if you like Justice League, you can't like the Whedon version better than the Snyder cut. You just can't. Like if you
people can like what they want to like. You like John Carter.
Fair,
you know
but
I'm just saying.
If you like Justice League, how do you not like extended story arcs? How do you not like the darker portrayal? The way, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're right.
Some people happen to like it the first instance they get it, right? The people that actually like whoever you are that like Justice League, they liked it as it was, and when you go back and change it, you know what I mean? They're upset that what they know and they have appreciated has changed.
But what they watched was the second iteration of it.
Yeah, but not everybody knows that.
They're wrong about
and casual fans don't all know that. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I knew that I felt like
casual fans don't go
of my
and
time
judge
on the
movies.
first one and another 4 hours of my time on the second one. I'm like, yo, what the hell?
That shit was a moment for me, man. I was so happy. That was such a great half day.
The Snyder cut was definitely better than the original, but to me, it was one of those where it was too little, too late. Like
I got Desert Storm, Batman, and
too late.
What was that at the end? Was it like Desert
Sandstorm, you had your chance to be good, and now you can't.
What was going on?
His fucking daughter committed suicide, and he's like, "Yo, too late for you to have any impact on me. Fuck you, guys."
Yeah, but how you gonna come and be like, you're gonna love my cut so much, and thank you for loving my cut that I'm just gonna put this unexplainable scene at the end that's never gonna come to fruition, and you get like, hey, here you go. You get bootleg Joker. He created
the vision of the movie that he was going to create with the understanding that he was going to continue his universe. And it just didn't happen that way. And that's what bureaucracy.
Can you imagine if Marvel did that?
Then Flash was awful.
We're not hating on you for liking the movie. We hating on.
I don't give a fuck if y'all are.
Yeah, we hating on the movie. We hating on the movie.
Yeah, we're not hating on.
We hate on
I will tell you. I will say that Snyder's Steppenwolf is a hell of a lot better than Whedon's.
Bro, to me, Snyder's Steppenwolf was such a crazy fucking villain. It was like, yo, they can be this dark and this like it felt otherworldly. Like Thanos did not feel otherworldly.
I just realized it. I gotta know before we get into it, because we didn't ask Matt and his opinion. We started asking everyone on a scale from 1 to 10. First of all, have you watched Thunderbolts yet?
Yeah, of course I have.
Okay, so on 1 through 10, what do you rate the movie?
Well, I just have to first plug that my review of the movie is on YouTube. Hey, don't cut me off. Hey, don't cut me off while I'm plugging my YouTube video. All right, don't cut me off. All right. So, but if you want to see the full breakdown of my take on the Thunderbolts, you can go to my YouTube channel at Revenge of the Nerd, and you'll have that video there. But the synopsis, to wrap it up in a nice little bow for you, I gave it a 7.5 because it's a 7.5 ass movie.
Okay, why was it a 7.5? We want to hear the synopsis now.
The first half, I did not laugh. The jokes were flat and they didn't land. The emotional takes on it did not hit home, but the story was good. The third act I loved and died laughing at. It was cohesive. It was everything that that Captain America: Brave New World was not, and and the acting was well. It's just that I don't feel like it connected with me emotionally like other movies. Like that movie should have brought
the Snyder Cut.
No, shut up. That movie should have brought tears to my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just didn't do it. And I blame, you know what I'm saying? Like the movie for that.
So, okay. And then after that, what did you think about the end credit scene? Was it all the hype that it lived up to be, or was it mid?
Well, I mean, I saw it Thursday night, so I don't know what the hype was. I saw it after. And then I saw all the hype. And I mean, I was pretty excited to see it. I tell you, I walked away from that movie feeling like, oh, here we are back in the MCU where movies get you hyped for the next movie that's coming out. You know what I mean? Like it felt like the good old days. And that's one of the things that I say in my review is that it does feel like one of the good old days.
I will say to somebody who doesn't give two shits, like my wife, she saw the end credit with me and she's like, so what is that?
Oh wait, and Matt, what was your scale 1 through 10 for Daredevil? I think you missed that one. Or you
which Daredevil?
Oh,
Born Again.
Boring again.
God, man. I gotta like the whole series.
Vanessa.
Just 1 through 10. We don't.
Vanessa.
I give it a.
Why Vanessa?
Why Vanessa?
I can't live without you, Vanessa.
Matthew, please give us the review. Please.
7.75?
Well, you're holding Thunderbolts and then Daredevil close.
And I know, but I only got 10 points to go off of. But there's no way in hell that Daredevil Born Again is an 8. It's just not an 8.
It ain't even a 7.
I mean, I don't think it's a 6. That's crazy. I don't think it's 7. I think it's better than a 7.
Daredevil
Boring Again. How about you, Sam? I don't think. Just I don't mean to go backwards, Caesar. I know we're on different topics tonight, but just 1 through 10. That's why
I like the season. I thought it was probably a solid 7.
First of all, I agree with J-Rob really quickly. We just taking over Caesar's show. Ever since Caesar said the Killmonger thing, he just been canceled.
Yeah,
listen, Matt, tell us where you plug your YouTube. Tell us where we can find your reviews at.
Yes, you can find my reviews on at Revenge of the Nerd on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Leave your comments about what you guys think about the movies. I like to engage in the comments, and yeah.
How come nobody mentioned Condor Man?
Because they shouldn't have.
Shouldn't be mentioned.
For a reason.
Man.
Same reason Blink Man wasn't on there.
Now I will admit,
you want to jump down here on this road, man. You just want to.
I think the only movie that I had in the honorable mention list that I didn't hear anyone say was From Hell.
What about 30 Days?
From Hell was good.
30 Days of Night.
I don't think I've seen that.
30 Days of Night. That's another one.
That's a good one.
So the problem with From Hell was just good, right? This isn't like this great movie that tons of people are saying is even on people's top 10 list as a movie.
No, but I can rewatch it
was
over
good.
and over and over and over again.
I mean,
it's a movie for me that I love.
Yeah.
Now, well, we talk about it all the time. Is that this list that we put together individually? These are movies that you will watch all the time. If it's on TV, you stop what you're doing, you'll watch it. If you're flipping through it and you happen to get a scene, you're going to watch it. When we mention all these honorable mentions, you're going, it's good, but can I watch it 2, 3, 4? Probably not. That's why it's not on the list. But for me,
well, then I have to put a very goofy movie on there.
What? Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No, a very goofy movie is a sequel to a goofy movie.
Because Ninja Turtles is goddamn horrible.
It is atrocious. No, I really don't understand that. That is something that I'm having a hard time understanding. I thought everyone would be in agreement once I said that movie is iconic. It is literally the best iteration of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that has ever come out. Everyone has always compared every other property to that because it had the darkness and because it had the grittiness that it was compared to the comics.
Yeah, but I was outside. TMNT was a cartoon. I was outside.
I was going to say,
I was outside too.
I could care less about
TMNT cartoon, and then go see the movie, and your mind didn't just explode. Like there was just no way.
Like
it exploded with goodness.
Yeah, it was great.
It exploded with goodness. It was like,
something J-Rob and I
this little cartoony, corny, hokey ass, fucking Nickelodeon face ass show. I'm watching this dark shit that is like, yo.
But here's the thing: this is something that J-Rob and I talk about all the time.
Did they ruin it with Secret of the Ooze, or did they ruin it with Turtles in Time?
Turtles in Time.
So
the third one was the one that they lost me on.
I mean, listen that J-Rob, and this is why, just to speak to what you were saying, Matt, something that J-Rob and I talk about all the time is like when Turtles was a thing, we were outside. Our siblings were watching Turtles and
I was watching
Power Rangers, and so it was like never a thing to us. So when that movie came out, it was It didn't do anything.
I mean, so you don't like it because you just missed the boat?
No, I don't hate it. It just don't impact me. Seeing it didn't have.
I was a Ninja Turtles fan. Right. I got Ninja Turtles toys growing up. I watched.
See, I got He-Man,
but I was also outside.
I got I was like outside.
You had He-Man.
I wasn't climbing trees.
You was outside doing.
I was outside.
Hold on. All right, hold on. Now, just to let you know, Matt, you're talking to a guy who never got into Turtles, so that movie to me is ridiculous because I never got into the cartoons.
It's not ridiculous.
I don't have it in a book. It's not my thing. Okay. Fair. Correct. Right.
When they were breakdancing though, with Ice, Vanilla Ice now.
That's number two.
The funny thing is, hearing each other's lists. You bring up movies that I was like, oh shit, you know what? I don't have Batman Begins or The Dark Knight on my list, and I like those movies, right? And as I was reading my list, I saw some of your. No, John Carter, you're just.
And John Carter, that's okay. You don't have to say anything else. John Carter, good.
You know, I saw John Carter once. Let's put it that way, and that was
5-6 times.
Did you really?
Yeah, I love it. It's a fun movie. I enjoy it. The girl is nice, too.
Oh my god.
So what I'm saying is that you're hearing these lists and you're going. Someone mentioned Road to Perdition. I'm like, what do you think about that? It's a good movie. Would I watch it again? Probably not. Would it be on the list? No. Would you include Hancock on the list?
Hancock
was he a comic?
No.
Sky High. What? No, these were not comic adaptations.
I thought Hancock was. I thought it was an adaptation of.
No, I think
just like Unbreakable.
I Am Legend wasn't that?
I Am Legend was a book.
I Am Legend is a short story.
Yeah,
it was a novel.
It's a short story.
Okay.
It's a novel.
Right. That's a novel.
Well, the novel was I, Vampire.
What was?
The novel is I, Vampire, which
I thought I Am Legend was an actual novel.
No, I thought
I
Am Legend. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of.
It's from a short story called I, Vampire, which
created
all of the stories in that genre. Omega Man, Night of the Comet, I Am Legend. All of those come from the same primogenitor story.
I will say right now, Dan, when someone mentioned, I don't know who it was. Someone mentioned Hellboy.
Oh, J-Rap League.
And I was like, fuck, that's one of my. I really love this in my Hellboy.
League of Extraordinary.
And I got to be honest,
those things suck.
If I could remove one of the top, I would probably insert Hellboy in there.
See, I would rather watch. I would rather watch 300 and Sin City before any of the Hellboys, though.
I'd rather watch The Spirit before I watch the Hellboy.
Ooh, that was bad.
What about the Rocketeer?
That was bad.
No one put Dick Tracy on their list.
Girl's butt being printed.
What about Green Hornet?
Nobody said anything about Green Hornet. A comic before?
The Rocketeer. Yeah, the Rocketeer was a comic, wasn't it?
Was it before though?
You know, Rocketeer was a movie I used to go to sleep to. I don't think I actually ever finished.
Rocketeer was a movie first.
No, it was a comic first.
No one said anything about Phantom?
No, because it wasn't good. Billy Zane, do you remember it? Can you one scene in that movie, like one scene in the Phantom?
The Phantom. There's J. Rob. There, you got my back.
Oh my God!
Nobody said Jim Carrey.
You see that, Caesar?
That was
what? You see that? You see that comment?
People that know enough people
in the
know
chat.
That's a comic
the comic adaptation TV show next top 10 comic.
Yeah, you know, we can do that. And I just remembered when growing up as a teenager, one of the movies I really did like at the time was The Shadow with Alec Baldwin. I enjoyed that. I didn't mind that.
I'm sorry.
Was Dick Tracy a comic before it was a?
Oh my God! Did he really just say that?
Is that really?
He didn't say that for real, did he?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I don't know.
Sam got to go. He got to go.
Don't do that to Sam.
I love Sam, but like,
I think out of all the comics we've talked about, Dick Tracy was probably the first one that ever came
out. Sam, are you like 8? What's going on here? You're
leave him alone.
I'm pretty young.
Tracy's not a big name. He's not. He's also
1931.
What? Yo, Frank got to go.
Oh, I
you
didn't
mean
even know
Dick Tracy is not
Dick
a big
Tracy
name?
Is older than World War II.
What are we doing?
I know about Tracy, but I'm just saying, not everyone out there is gonna know who Dick Tracy is.
I had like
were Transformers a toy at any point in time? Yeah,
I didn't know
Transformers a toy.
I don't know the history.
It's older than World War.
He's a golden age comic book character.
Yeah, he is.
He's been around. Let's put it that
way. He's older than my grandparents.
He hung out with the Phantom.
I consider myself pretty casual when it comes to comic books. Like, I'm not like this super reader, right? I'm probably in between Ish and Caesar, like, but closer to Caesar's side. But I knew that. Like, I don't know how you can not know that.
I know comics pretty well. I did not know that.
Yeah, I know. I'm impressed because you do know comics really well. How the fuck you know that?
No, but this is the question.
I'm mad he asked me too. I'm mad he's like, hey, Ish.
like you was gonna get the cosign. Don't leave me on this island, Ish.
You know, when I hear people talking about movies, I got to tell you, I feel like Ish brought up Wonder Woman, and there was a lot of like disagreement on like Wonder Woman in there. I like that movie, but I can respect people who go, well, I didn't like it for whatever reason, right? The thing is like when I'm watching movies, I'm not looking at movies with a critical lens like maybe I should be. I'm just enjoying them for the pure entertainment. And so when I recollect them, I'm not looking at like, was the production value bad or was there bad CGI? I'm just like, was I entertained? And so
I don't know. Nobody asked you to do that though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean that's fair, but I mean I don't know if I'm looking at.
Why are you mad today, Matt? What happened? You have a bad day at work or something, bro? Like, you just going at everybody, man.
Like, just get off the motherfuckers had me on a 12-hour
show. No, but Matt, I mean, I hear what you're saying.
I'm not mad. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I feel you like, bro. You know what I'm saying? For the reasons that you like it. There's not a movie on the list that I was like, I like it because of the production value exclusively. You know, like, no, I mean, I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, I mean, you put Crow on your list, so clearly production value don't have anything.
Listen,
I didn't put Crow on my list.
If I'm paying to go watch these movies, I'm critiquing the fuck out of it, man. Like if I'm paying, sometimes I go watch these movies. If I got to take the wife, and I'm dropping like $200, and
you know what though, Frank? When you go into a movie that way, Frank, you rob yourself of the opportunity to ever enjoy it.
No, I don't. Because there's movies where I'm like, I got my money's worth, and then there's movies where I'm like, fuck, I should have streamed that for free.
I mean,
no, but you know what? I look at like
there's movies that I'm like,
when I go to the movies, I'm not sitting here trying to. obviously I'm taking everything in, but my number one priority is to just sit back and enjoy the vision that this director is trying to share with me. Enjoy the story. You know what I mean?
When you can.
But not
I
if it's a
completely
load of
agree
shit.
with that. When it's so bad that you can't even turn it off.
A load of shit?
But
I said not if it's a load of shit. Like if you're sitting there and you're just watching a dude fart for 2
so
hours.
listen. I got a question for everybody.
How did you enjoy The Flash? Don't lie.
I watched The Flash.
And you sat in the theater and was like, I love this.
I sat through the whole movie. I mean, there was points that were kind of cringy. You know what I mean? And it was kind of like, I mean, I have the same criticism that most people have, but I enjoyed the movie.
Credits?
You say what?
Everything between the beginning and the end credits was cringy?
No, I didn't say everything. I said it had cringy moments.
There were some slow scenes, but like I
didn't hate. There are movies that I walked out of before.
Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Frank, did you say you like Flash more than Thunderbolts?
I like Flash more than
You're going to let him say this again, Caesar? You're going to let him say this again?
Wrap it up. Wrap him up. Wrap him up.
Like, come on, man.
You gotta go. Right now, I will never watch Thunderbolts.
Caesar, what are you doing?
What are we talking about? Oh my God.
You know the funny thing is, this is the funny thing.
You broke my heart, Fredo. Franco.
In the background, I can see Frank still yelling at the screen.
Yo, what did Pacino say? He said, "You broke my heart, Fredo." You broke my heart.
Some of y'all's lists, I don't feel bad at all saying it. Now I'm okay to be like, I like Green Lantern because he had John Carter. I can't remember.
Wait. Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Say Green Lantern. Wait. Whoa. You doing
way up? Yo, hold on, Ish. Yo, my man said I go into movies with a critical eye. I don't stop.
Oh, but I
enjoy them. I don't know. I want to know that I got my money's worth. My G just mentioned Green Lantern in that sentence. You have no credibility.
Max is gonna be Halle Berry's Catwoman. Like this is for the trifecta. Like my man with Flash, Green Lantern.
I'm telling you, Flash, Green Lantern over Thunderbolts. Always, I will pay to go see Green Lantern.
My man said with a critical eye, I want to know I got my money's worth.
Listen, you sat through
Flash over Thunderbolts.
Are y'all looking at Caesar's face right now? He has no idea. He doesn't understand what's happening right now. He's like, who did I invite on this show? I thought I invited Frank on.
Listen, this is the thing, right? Out of the list, and I'm going to use Matt, Dan as an example. How much of that list was nostalgia? Because I'm going to say Dan with the Crow and Matt with Turtles. How much is that because your inner youth was like, when I was a kid or when I was a teenager? That
you go first, Dan.
For sure.
Hey, I mean, like Popeye, for me, Superman 2.
Like we said last week, when I brought up Avengers as my favorite Marvel movie, right? Why did I bring that up? It wasn't the best movie, but I brought it up because it was at a point in the MCU where everything was possible. The team was just forming. The roadmap was open. You know what I mean?
I got meds.
It's so funny.
My man got kicked off with Flash and came back with Green Lantern.
Give me some back. Give me some back.
Man, what you need, bro? I'm your pleasure.
Pour him down the middle.
To answer your question, Caesar.
Abby, this is bad. Flash, Green Lantern, was Dick Tracy a comic strip? Like, what is happening on this show today?
To answer your question,
this will bring people back. All this discrepancies going on right now, man. People paid for this guy. See, now you're getting your money's worth watching this shit right here.
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
All right, so I know how to compartmentalize and be objective, and it wasn't exclusively nostalgia. The movie that is probably more nostalgia, like the most nostalgia on here, was probably Batman Returns. And that was, you know what I mean? Like, that was a whole event, watching that movie with my mom, you know what I'm saying? Going to the theater, Catwoman falling in kitty litter, badass Michelle Pfeiffer pulling out, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was more, it wasn't more nostalgia than I think the movie was iconic, you know what I mean? But it definitely had the most nostalgia out of every other movie on the list. Ninja Turtles was solely based on my 3 movies that I would take with me on an island, and that I watch that movie more than any movie on this list. And there's a movie that I watch more than other movies on this list, and it was the Marvels. I watched the Marvels a lot of times just by happenstance, and it didn't make the list because it's just not one of my top 10 movies. It's just a lot of times.
Hold on, you got me about
I seen Spider-Man 1, the first Spider-Man 1 in theaters like 3 or 4 times.
Same.
And I only saw Spider-Man 2 once in the theaters. And I have Spider-Man 2 on the list. So you know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is there's a different, you know what I mean, criteria for how I came up with this list based on everything. I couldn't just make it one thing, you know what I mean?
I think that was the most interesting that I'm seeing from a generational perspective with you and even with Diaja is that, like, for me and for my generation, we're taking Keaton's Batman, and then the next generation is taking Batman Returns, right? The second one, you know what I mean? And it's like, and it's like, you know, I get it, right? For one, I think if I were in your generation and I saw Batman Returns first, I would probably feel the same way. It's just that.
Wait, Ish, whose generation are you in? Are you not Gen X?
I'm one above you, though. I mean, age-wise, I'm still got you by like 5 years, so it's a difference, right? For me,
that's Gen X.
Yeah, but you were 8 when Batman came out, and I was 13. So
yeah,
there's a difference. It's a different. It hits different. You know what I mean? I went to and I'm going with my friend. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that first Keaton Batman was like a lot of times people say that Heath Ledger was the best Joker, and it's like, yo, I gotta put Jack Nicholson and him as a tie, and for different reasons.
I recently revisited that. I do think Heath Ledger's was more believable and more, but I mean, like,
but hold on.
But Jack Nicholson was so iconic in that role
too. Jack Nicholson had way more quotables. Like they wrote a book of Jack Nicholson's quotables in that movie. That's like his impact and how do you dance? How do you have you ever danced with the devil in a pale moonlight? Little song, little dance. Batman's head on a lance. Like his quotables was crazy.
See,
like,
I never watched Batman, like 1989 Batman, until I was like a teenager.
See, I think, Sam, you're pretty young, right?
My dad brought me to see Batman Returns. It was the first movie I ever saw in theater besides like a Disney film. I was 5 years old and I saw Batman Returns. And my dad would then I remember him telling my mom, yeah, I probably shouldn't have brought him to see that. And it changed superheroes for me as a kid that young. Yeah.
Batman Returns was my first Batman movie.
And that's what Keaton was for us in '89.
Yeah. See, by the time when I saw the first Batman, of course I loved it, but you can see the quality difference. So it's like trying to have my kids watch some of them older movies. They're like, oh, you see that quality difference in it. So when you watch Batman Returns, you're growing up like as a kid in the 90s, right? You're watching Batman Returns. You love the Jack Nicholson Joker, but it's again the quality that Batman Returns. You got, the ultra villain cast on it, just like we were saying. You got Catwoman and I forgot who was.
They successfully pulled off making Danny DeVito the fucking penguin, the most grossest thing that I've ever seen in cinema, and they pulled it off, and it fit, iconic. And it seemed legit. Like I was like, what the fuck am I watching? I mean, there's literal penguin mobiles and shit.
There's been what, 3 penguins that I know about. I mean, if you're including, so what we got? How many penguins we have? 4.
I think there's only 2.
No, you got the throwback one back at Adam West.
Yeah.
You got Danny DeVito. You got that weird one from the show, and then you have the new one, right? What's his name? Anyways, the new penguin.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Colin Farrell.
But we can all say the best penguin, right? Danny DeVito, right? I mean,
appreciate you. She gives it to the oldest guys in the room.
It depends. You know
what we're talking about, Caesar.
Because I think that Colin Farrell's penguin is superb. Like,
he did great. He did great in the show.
No, I feel like it was more and it's a different world. It's a different feel. And if I look at who I think he's a better penguin than Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito is very iconic in his role in doing it.
I feel like he was more of a comic. I think he was the more of the comic book accurate, right, version of Penguin that we got. Like we all got every Penguin that we got had its own.
I think it depends on what comic book you're
That's
reading.
what I wanted to speak to what Jason Robinson put in and to touch on what Frank said about quality. And so here's the thing about Batman 89 for us, right? And Caesar Mike can attest to this. During the 80s, we had, when it came to hardcore comic movies, I mentioned some, right? I mentioned Swamp Thing, right? I mentioned the Superman franchise. I mentioned, now you got to keep in mind, and which y'all don't recall because y'all are much younger, right? So the 80s is the culmination of television history, song history. That's why 80s is considered the father of pop culture. It's when they started to, they really took all of the things that have come before. Color TV and music and all of these things came to a head. You got the summer blockbuster. Well, the 80s wasn't color TV, but I'm saying they maximized the potential in the 80s. You started getting summer blockbuster movies and these big marketing engines behind, everything started to come together in the 80s, which is why they called it pop culture. So by the time we get to 89, we get visually the best comic book adaptation on film ever in Batman. Nothing looked like this before Michael Keaton's Batman. And Jason Robinson touched on it. It was so huge. You had clothing. It was
clothes.
Music videos. You had books. They wrote a book of Jack Nicholson's quotes. You know what I mean? Like it was the culmination of everything that was 80s when it came to exploiting pop culture. You got toys, you got candy, you got potato chips, so the thing is, if a movie was hot, y'all don't remember this. If something was hot, McDonald's did an ad campaign and they had glasses and you got McDonald's toys and the Happy Meal.
No, in the 90s,
and then they made a cereal.
They had all that in the 90s too.
Because it came from the 80s. We actually lived it.
But we also in the 90s grew up with that kind of shit too. I mean, there was
no, I'm not saying that you didn't. I'm saying
I remember all that Batman stuff.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we actually were there before
when it first started
saw
dropping.
That this is what it.
When
so
it first
for us,
dropping,
when you speak about the quality of Batman 89, for us it was the best thing we had seen for a superhero movie
until you saw Batman Returns.
Yeah, but it just that
I don't
change the impact.
Batman Returns, I don't even think about that movie
ever. That's why I thought it was. I made a comparison, but just never even
in that world of that Batverse, the Michael Keaton Batverse, and even if you go into the Joel Schumacher movies, to me, Batman Returns is the more prestigious.
I think
like
Tim
offering
Burton,
film wise than any
Tim
other
Burton
Batman.
Went so hard. You can see the development.
Yes, it was so stylistic.
I mean, he made it look almost, again, comic accurate, right? When you saw Gotham and you saw everything was snowy, it almost looked like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh my gosh, such iconic cinematography too. It was, bro.
I love hearing how it impacted you. I love it. I love hearing it. Trust me, I'm not hating on it.
I gotta be honest. I don't think I've ever been impacted by it, like the way you schmoes talk about. I've never been. Even as a kid, I never.
Caesar, were you an only child, or did you have siblings?
No. I'm my oldest sister's 7 years. I'm the youngest of 5.
Of girls, and boys?
2 boys and two girls. I'm the youngest. So.
And they weren't into comics or anything. Sorry, Peter.
No, they weren't. No.
So that's also tough too, because I mean, I'm the youngest, but I had 2 older brothers plus my dad, and they were big into comics already. So
I wasn't. I grew up watching Clint Eastwood spaghetti western, western spaghetti movies, and I grew up in a different time. But either way, the thing is that the way certain movies influenced some of you guys or made an impact, for me, I never saw a movie and go, it changed my life. I enjoyed it as a kid. Star Wars.
I ain't say it changed my life. That's a
we never. We ain't say
no, but there's a lot of the influence that you guys just will gush over. I never gushed. I guess Star Wars.
I think being impressed by it and appreciating it is not the same as being. I mean, it didn't make me walk around wanting to wear leather and have a whip in my hand. or ride around in snow with a fucking cigar in my mouth and an umbrella. It just was something I enjoyed really.
I feel like Turtles probably had you running around with a bow staff.
Bro, you should have seen me in my Power Ranger days.
No, what I will say though is that like comic books definitely surrounded. I mean, I had shoes, book bags, lunch boxes. I mean, those were the video games I was playing, the movies I was watching, the cartoons. I mean,
the cartoons did it for me.
Comic books was the first reason I got arrested.
Okay,
you got arrested over comic books?
Yeah.
Did you steal the comic? Who said shoplifting? Who said shoplifting? Hey, you can never assume a crime, man. You gotta let the man tell the tale.
Look at
He's right.
Allegedly.
No. That's
Allegedly.
He's got some sticky ass fingers. I'm just saying.
So you got arrested though, fully arrested, or did they give you a warning, trespassing? I mean,
the security
you don't have to publicly disclose everything.
I mean, it was years ago. The security picked me. I was like 8, 9.
It was a minor cavity search. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like they picked me up and took me to school, and my mom had to come pick me up.
Oh
man,
they took you to school.
That's how y'all got arrested where you're from. Jail. You get taken to school.
I mean, based on those terms, I'm sure if I was doing some more nefarious shit, I probably would have warranted a different reaction. You want to know what books they were? What books they were that I stole? Get this shit.
Now I'm curious.
Get this. It was Spectacular Spider-Man. I think it was issue number 100, the one with the Iron Spider suit.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Right. And Lethal Protector, the foil Lethal Protector. Both of those books.
Major keys, baby. Major key alert.
Bro, you couldn't tell me that I was like, I need this book. I don't know what else I'm going to do.
You would have got locked up with books that still have the same value as the
Exactly. I remember when I first started. Yo, Frank, when I first started buying comic books again, I was like largely buying based off of nostalgia, and I didn't really give a fuck about market shit. It was just about like, what I like. And definitely had both books in 9/8, and just sat on them and watched them have no value.
He's like, I got arrested for these books. You're gonna stay on my wall till I get some return.
Every time you see a Venom Lethal Protector, now you're like,
bro. Every time,
almost had you.
Every time,
I've
had that book too many times.
No.
Lethal Protector is legendary.
Yeah, listen.
It's legendarily bad.
It was at Jewel Osco. What do you think? When I wasn't in a comic store.
I know he's walking out with an Action 1, like doing real time.
Right, this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I was a kid. Shut up.
It's interesting how comic books have influenced somebody either to the life of crime or to a certain point. Or
the origin story.
This is the origin story, and Matt has an origin story, right? But I got to tell you, there's nothing more fun than having very tongue-in-cheek, lighthearted conversations about what we like, what we don't like. Riffing on somebody's list and giving shit down for his list, and I'm just very happy that my list did not get shit on as bad, and I'm actually more surprised that Dan's list and some other people got more shit than I did. So I feel a lot better about myself. I feel a lot better for myself.
I was trying what I was trying to do was trying to figure out the movie that we all kind of had on the list together. That
it sounds like The Dark Knight, and maybe
sounds like Blade.
I felt like Blade,
and I forgot Blade, and not even add Blade.
Is there one movie that we all had in common?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Did everyone have Spider-Man 2?
No, I didn't have Spider-Man 1.
Spider-Mans.
Did everyone have Endgame?
I know.
I did not have
I did.
I had Infinity War. I went with Infinity War.
I had Infinity War. Did anybody else have Infinity War?
No.
Into the Spider-Verse?
Why are we just going as your list as the bar?
I'm just looking. These are movies that I thought.
He using his as the bar. What do we all
have?
have?
I'm just asking.
I had Spider-Verse.
Ain't nobody gonna say fucking Popeye. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Winter Soldier was what
I said. Popeye.
Popeye
ain't nobody else said Popeye. Popeye didn't even
look at that
honorable mention.
J-Rob actually says it's something that fucking made sense, right? Because
J-Rob is known for trolling, so I don't know how accurate.
Yeah, I don't take anything he says seriously.
No, listen, trust me, I'm taking this as a grain of salt, but a win is a win is a win. Okay, I mean, even if he's,
it's a W to me.
Even if he's fucking around. Oh no! Even if he's fucking around, it's all right. You know, I'll take it. But I gotta tell you, you know, like I think Dan kind of cheated a little because he wanted a little manga. We did say comic books and manga. You know,
Frank cheated.
What I will say is,
what did he cheat with?
We still didn't really give him the proper grief he deserves for picking X-Men.
Oh. And listen, X-Men made more.
And then saying he looks at movies with a critical eye. And was able to get past Anna Paquin.
Oh my
God! How'd you get past Anna Paquin? Popeye had Robin Williams in it.
Okay,
X-Men had Anna Paquin.
I got a confession. I've
never seen what?
I'm so sorry. I definitely had a crush on Anna Paquin when I was growing up, and may have photoshopped a wallpaper of images of her on my computer, Windows 97 style. Like definitely.
Oh no! Don't do that to man. Don't do that to man.
I mean, you know what? Man needs to cool out. First of all, that's kind of just. First of all, that's stocky, creepy vibes. I mean, photoshopping pictures and shit like that. I mean,
man, looks like somebody's
wallpapers is not creepy. Get out of here.
Somebody's brother.
Because I said I don't really do the X-Men comics, but I put X-Men on there because it did mean something to me that we got a live action. We got Wolverine. We got some of my boys in there that I was happy to see in a live action.
He's got a point, man. You know what I mean? Like.
How do you end up with a crush on Anna Paquin?
Hugh
Jackman watched True Blood too. Listen, you watched every episode of True Blood.
No. By that time, I did not have a crush on her. By True Blood time, it was a wrap. You know what I mean? It was just as when she was.
I like True Blood.
I think she was in She's All.
True Blood was a great show.
She was in like She's All That, and then she was in X-Men, and it was the only two movies that I was like, oh.
And she's never been in anything since.
Nothing I gave a fuck about. No, I grew out of her.
Wait, did you guys not like True Blood?
I didn't really like True Blood.
We're about to do this now too.
I'm just asking. It was just a yes or no. I like True Blood, man. I thought it was a show.
My wife liked True Blood. Well, I actually went to high school. I actually went to high school with the dude that played.
Good Night, Abby.
What's the guy's head? That had what was the black dude's name? In True Blood,
Lafayette.
Yeah, I went to high school with him.
It was good, man. Again, the show went in a different direction. I'm not gonna go into it, but where I'm getting at, it was one of those shows that like I enjoyed watching with my wife. It wasn't one of those that I started watching on my own. It was kind of like, hey, every Sunday night.
She's definitely no Winnie Cooper or Topanga.
She's no Winnie Cooper
or Topanga.
My favorite.
I agree, J-Rob.
And I'll sing you a
song. I agree, J-Rob.
Try not to sing out of key.
He landed.
Topanga is better than Winnie Cooper.
He could understand them, and then he went and rescued the princess, and he had to fake his death, but then he had to find her Deja Thoris again. Oh wait, we're not talking about John Carter.
Oh, what the fuck? I had no idea what you were talking about.
I don't even know.
I was so
lost. I was like, did I black out?
I'm going to keep going there. I'm going to keep bringing this shit up. You're going to just fucking relent.
I think John Carter.
I like John Carter. John Carter's not a top 10, but I like John Carter.
I don't listen. I got to be honest. I've seen John Carter. I don't mind it. Fine. I wouldn't put it on the list. Let's put it that way.
I think it was one of the movies
where panthers and where rabbits and where man, stop it.
I have an Anna Paquin True Blood variant. I'm gonna find and I'm gonna gift it to you. It's just gonna show up in some shit that I give you, Ish.
Me?
Yes.
Me?
Yes. You.
Sam's plotting against you over there, bro.
He's mad because I left him hanging on the Dick Tracy. You put yourself out there. Some questions you're just supposed to save for offline. Like, yo, Ish, I'm gonna ask you this offline. You ask in front of the world. Is Dick Tracy a comic first? Huh?
Sam, are you a millennial?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
37.
When
he's still really young. You know what I mean? I can see him putting that in context, being in his 30s. I can understand why he wouldn't know the history of Dick Tracy. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know the history of Dick Tracy.
I mean,
you know Dick Tracy.
But you know Dick Tracy is an old 40s comic.
81 is millennial. That's interesting.
Yeah, 81 to like 96, I think.
Okay, so then I'm a millennial. So I didn't even know that. There we go. I don't know why I thought millennial started at 2000. And
that's why y'all all like Batman Returns and Power Rangers and all. That was y'all era.
Oh, okay. First of all, Power Rangers, fire as fuck, man.
I couldn't do it.
Ish, you don't like it.
Outside.
You don't like this Gambit?
And then I was when the first Power Rangers movie came out, I was in a foxhole.
Ish doesn't like Gambit.
In another country.
Yo, like as in this portrayal of Gambit?
No, he hates Gambit in general.
He hates Gambit.
Oh, in general.
Altogether.
Okay. I thought you was talking about who's the guy that's playing him right now?
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. I thought you just didn't like Channing Tatum's Gambit.
No, he just didn't like Gambit.
No, I don't like Gambit.
Period.
Period.
Not even in the cartoon, huh?
I didn't watch the cartoon. I was in a foxhole.
Yeah, but what about X-Men
97? Wait, you were already enlisted when X-Men, the original X-Men comic came out? I mean, cartoon came out?
Came out in the 90s.
See?
Yeah, but you weren't waking up on Saturday mornings and watching it?
I graduated high school in 1993.
Oh shit!
And then
you
went
graduated
to
high school when I was 3 years old.
Oh
shit! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Ish, you look like you a millennial, bro. I know you act old as fuck.
You.
But you look like you would just be in the same demographic. You know what I mean?
Listen, my man Peter, who's been in here, he recommended that I go try X-Men, and I tried. It don't even fill up my TV screen. I can't even do it. Like I tried. Like it's a box in the middle of the TV screen. It's a wrap. I ain't doing that.
You grew up with boxes in the middle of your screens in the middle of
your sounds like this, and it's just so bad. Like, yo, the way he one eye, and I can't. Why do you sound like that?
It's one of those things where it's like if you didn't grow up with it, you can't go back and watch it because it's goofy now.
No. My son, I introduced my son to the before X-Men 97 came out. I introduced Aiden to X-Men, like the cartoon.
How old was he?
He was a kid. Like I was a kid when I watched it.
You put it on something so that the box wasn't in the middle of the screen.
You mean it's like an adult?
You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Like, that's fair. That's fair.
He goes back like I try to take my kids to go watch Aliens, and then I'm even watching Aliens, the original.
And you see the strings.
Oh, I'm like, damn,
it's so bad.
Sucks,
dude. It's so bad. Now. It's so bad.
I'm like, it just looks horrible, dude.
I just watched it recently. It looks really bad. There's some movies that hold up. Like you watch Godfather, and it looks good. Alien,
because it's not. It's listen. You guys have to understand that when we watch. Now, mind you, I graduated in 1990. So I graduated in 90, 3 years before. You guys are getting on Ish over there for looking so young. Don't let this baby face look. I mean, come on. Okay.
Can we see your sandstone diploma, the one they gave you on the granite?
That's funny. That's funny. You son of a bitch, Dan. You know, I gotta tell you.
Yo, Dan ain't shit. Dan ain't shit. Dan says Caesar used to ride around with bare feet pushing his cars with stone front wheels.
Wait, has everyone been kicked out already?
Ish has not been kicked out today.
Ish has not been kicked out yet.
Dan says Caesar used to punch the clock with a bird.
He's like,
a skull tablet.
He went to school on horseback.
He
said horse.
He said horseback. Caesar's thesis was 2 tablets. He's like, I've got 10 things to tell you guys.
Okay, all right. Well, that's you guys are fucking funny. So there goes the So, anyways, this is about the right thing here. This feels all right. So I gotta tell you guys, it's pretty funny when we talk about movies that, especially the old days, because they at that time we were happy to watch, Aliens or Alien when it first came out. It was the shit. We weren't looking for streams and stuff like that. So then later on, when you get older, you're like, when you watch Return of the Jedi, and you see Luke in front of the Rancor, and it's all green screen and film, and he's standing there with a big black outline, and you're going, you know. But at the time, you know, you watched Ninja Turtles for the first time. You weren't thinking of you could see the eyes through the mouth, you know, of the guy, you know, and being inside the suit. You were looking past that, and you were looking at this cartoon come to life. And when we're watching the Incredible Hulk with Lou Ferrigno, I wasn't thinking this guy was just painted green. He was the Hulk because he was massive and big. And when you get older, we get disillusioned, and now they don't have strings. Now it's the CGI is too bad, or the CGI is too cartoony, or the whatever it is. We're always going to critique it instead of just watching movies for what it is, and that's just pure entertainment. Whether you liked it, whether you fell asleep like Frank in Thunderbolts or whatever it is, hey, at least you had a nice good nap in a little comfy chair. Whatever it is, you weren't worrying or thinking about something that was stressing you out at that very moment of the day.
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Like, there's a lot of
y'all didn't get what we
going
got.
back and watching older movies on VHS. Like, I've got a CRT here. I have my girls learn how to play Nintendo games on like the Square TV, just like how I did. We're watching stuff on VHS. They learned how to rewind a tape the other day. It's and
no, hey,
see, y'all didn't get it. Y'all didn't get it like we did.
Yeah, but like
now y'all live in an
you're not
era.
worried about picture quality. You know, it's just
y'all live in an era where everything is canceled, which that's not even my issue. We grew up in the 80s, and we got to see stuff in the 80s at the forefront. And I'm going to tell you right now, half of the cool stuff in the 80s, if it came out today, canceled. It can't. I mean, canceled. I'm literally.
Well, yeah, every single
I'm almost everything.
Kids PG movie.
Yo, Revenge. What was it? Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh God.
Cancel. Like cancel.
I remember when they
Weird Science. They made a woman. They made a woman in their basement.
What about Porky's?
Yeah,
Porky's. Cancel. The Three Amigos. No. The Three Amigos. Yo, they did this one movie. It was dope too. We all went to see it with C. Thomas Howell, where he painted himself black.
Oh yeah, Soul Man.
All black. Soul Man. The Three Amigos. They was all white. Martin Lawrence. It was funny as fuck. Loved the movie. Like yo, love.
You know what? There's two movies that will never make it now. We've talked about this before. Airplane, Blazing Saddles. Fuck no.
Never. Never.
No.
Really?
Are you kidding me?
I mean, there was a lot of shit in that movie, but I can't remember.
Blazing Saddles, Airplane, where they're talking jive.
Animal House.
Oh, yeah.
None of that would get me.
Come on, I speak jive.
I mean, there was some stuff in there, but I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. We bad.
What about even things like Tropic Thunder? You didn't have to go that deep. Even like Tropic Thunder wouldn't come out now.
It wouldn't?
Probably not. No.
Tropic Thunder was super recent. I think it was because of the hype.
No. What year was it? Dan, check it out. What year is it? Look it up.
I think it was like 2015. No, not 2005. I'm sorry, not 2015.
Dan's my color man.
2008. I'm sorry. I want to say, okay, look, I'm going to put money on 2007-8. Yeah.
2008.
Because I remember watching that with my brother still.
Think about that. That's a long time, That's a long ass time ago, people.
17 years.
We're in 2020.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah, damn, you're right.
It's a long time. It won't fly.
Yo, can I just want to, I walked in on the back end of this conversation, but I sound like y'all talking about movies that probably wouldn't come out today based on like the climate. Yo, I watched American Pie the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this movie did not age well at all.
Yeah, don't you miss the good old days where like you could have a switch under your desk and hit it and it would shut the door and nobody could get out? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's right, Casual. Weird Science. I mean, they made a woman in their basement. They made a sex object because they wanted.
It's weird because I feel like I see some shit now that I'm like, even nowadays, I'm like it's weird. I don't know. I've seen some stuff, cartoons and stuff recently also that I'm still like, man. I mean, you got stuff like South Park that's still doing their shit.
Do you feel like, Frank, that we laugh at shit like? Do you feel like we laugh more at shit now, or we laughed more at shit back then?
back then.
Well, the thing is, there's not a lot on TV now that I think is.
Yeah, I think we laugh more at shit today because of memes.
Yeah, a lot of it is like memes and stuff like that too. Yeah, good point.
Reels aren't funny. Reels are great comedy movies anymore.
Yeah.
There were shows. There's shows obviously that won't make it now. If they were to do Police Squad, which is a ripoff, is like the airplane-esque humor. It's just that shit.
When's the last time we had a Talladega Nights?
I mean, they've done some funny movies like I think peak comedy that was on the tail end of like real good comedy movies. There was stuff like again like Superbad, the Pineapple Express, like those guys.
Pineapple Express is pretty funny.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Superbad was hilarious.
Yes, Superbad to me would like revolutionize. I feel like change kind of like the comedy scene where they were kind of giving us like stuff. All right, let me go. So then you had stuff like Office Christmas Party. I thought was like pretty funny. So you get like these random funny movies, but it's not like again in the the 80s, 90s where we were just getting like pumped full of fucking comedy.
I don't know that that's true, man. I think Judd Apatow had a very, very pronounced run in the 2000s.
He did. Really did.
He did.
Judd Apatow, like literally, like kept that genre alive. I would say.
You know what, Matt? We were talking. I feel like the only problem with the Judd Apatow movies is they just would drag on too long. They would just go a little too long. Where
does anybody else feel that way?
I don't. I think he overstayed his welcome, but his movies were funny as fuck.
Agreed. I think that what was it? Neighbors. That was probably the last one that I was like, all right, I think I'm
Neighbors was good. They didn't need Neighbors 2. They didn't need the second one. I mean,
who did This Is the End? That wasn't Judd
Apatow.
That's Judd Apatow.
I thought it was
the whole Apatow gang. The whole Apatow gang was in it at least.
I know they were all in it, but I don't know that he did that movie. Let me see.
This Is the End was good.
It wasn't funny though.
I cried at that movie.
The first half, maybe at least the beginning, once the world started going to shit, that's when I feel like the movie just started going down.
That's what I'm saying.
Judd Apatow didn't have shit to do with that movie.
Funny People started out hilarious, and it kind of went too long. You wanted to get with Leslie, or what, his girlfriend. Or
Funny People was meant to be funny.
No, Funny People was not meant to be funny. It was dry humor.
It was dry as fuck.
Dark kind of humor. Hey, listen, before we leave, someone asked actually a decent question. Unlike the bullshit we're talking about. So our questions are misprints on comics more or less valuable?
I think more valuable.
In the long run, less valuable because there isn't a long-term market on it.
It depends. It depends if the misprints, they had more prints of the misprint than not. Like you have Spawn 1, they have more prints of the misprint on that one than the regular non-error print.
I think it also has to do with what the book is. You know what I mean? Like it can't just be a random misprint and like it automatically has demand. It has to be a book that people want and has demand. And then you start factoring in the availability of the book.
Because there's tons of
now
misprints.
what he's talking about, the misprint you're talking about is just an error that is going to devalue it. It's just an offset typeset.
Yeah.
Which just is it's not.
You mean like a misrap? You mean, right?
Yeah.
No, I thought a misprint was like, the all black Lethal Protector, right? That was like a misprint. You know what I mean? Like, I think
Galactus in Secret Wars.
I know that like Dazzler 1 has the black and white pages,
black and white advertisement.
The 23 and 24 like
I think those are.
It's about $5 more than the maybe.
I don't even think it, but it's one of those that as a collector you want both. You want
right.
So do you think what would you consider the whole Secret Wars? What is it?
The Blue Galactus.
Blue
Galactus red. Now, when at first everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, you have the Blue Galactus," it's the opposite, right? It's the Red Galactus. Red Galactus is harder to find than the Blue Galactus because they made. But there's also a lizard out there. I think he's cool. And there's another one. He's not green. He's blue. And
wasn't that Spider-Man 1? Like the Spider-Man 1, the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man 1 or some shit.
The problem is, when it comes to investment, there isn't really a market, right? There's not this market.
That's the same with Mark Jewelers, man. I feel like it's the same vein with Mark Jewelers. Like the market just isn't big enough to really drive the demand.
People will pay a premium for.
People pay a heavy premium for Mark.
They'll pay a premium.
I mean, people pay a premium for some misprints too, but it's just not enough.
It has to be the right
general investment in them.
What I like are the double covers, triple covers. Yes. I got one that's a quad cover that I've never seen.
That's crazy.
And I didn't pay. I think I paid like $40 for it. But I was like, dude, I was happy to pay that because I've never.
That's really cool to see.
Quad cover.
Like that's a misprint. That's like a mismanufacture.
You should take 3 of them off.
Always.
Everyone gets a cover.
That adds value.
It's not an important book at all. It's like a West Coast Avengers number 4 or some bullshit.
It seems to be like the foil situation though has been the one where people are paying crazy amounts of money, and it's not just Lethal Protector now. People have been finding that book, Matt, like the Web of Spider-Man 100.
Yeah,
not foiled, and that goes for a ton of money.
Wait, there was a misprint of that book? I did not know that.
Yes, there was, where it's just
let me look on eBay right quick
with no green foil on the back, and it's crazy.
Well, so Seacoast vintage comics are already kind of blowing up. It depends on what they are. If they're PCH, if they're romance, if there's a certain type. They're already becoming.
I like this one. Would you rather have a double cover key or a Mark Jeweler key?
Double cover key.
Mark Jeweler.
Over a Mark Jeweler key?
Mark Jeweler.
It depends on the book.
On the book.
For me.
It's a key. Yeah? Just you pull a key off your brain. Would you rather it be a Mark Jeweler key or a double cover?
It depends.
Double cover.
I'd rather have a double cover giant size X-Men and both covers go greater than 9. Than a Mark Jewelers giant size X-Men. Even though there isn't one. No, I'm just giving you an example. Okay. Like it depends on the book.
But right? here's an example of a specific book that's in a premium in Mark Jewelers. Mark Jewelers' New Mutants 98 is massive.
Yeah, because that's 92. It's 92, so that's super, super rare, man.
I'd rather have a double cover of New Mutants 98.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the Mark Jewelers in that particular case right there, just because it's it's rare to have the double cover, but to me the Mark.
What if both covers go 9/8?
That's pretty badass.
That's pretty badass.
If
it's a 9/8 Mark Jewelers also, my bad.
What if your book is more rare? Think of it that way.
I don't know.
Which book is going to be more a double cover?
Double cover is going to be more.
I've never seen a double cover 9/8.
And then take the other aspect of Mark Jewelers, were you and I talking about this? Where the top book on the stack of Mark Jewelers was stamped with the star.
Ooh. That means it was for sure in a military base.
Yeah, it was the top one, right?
I've never seen one of those. Sam, we knowing so much about comics.
And
don't judge him off the Dick Tracy, man.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you.
I'm not holding it against you.
Stamps don't devalue either.
I was just surprised.
It makes it. And
I've seen 9/8s with a stamp.
Even more.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I tell you what I'm looking for is a double cover Mark Jewelers.
Oh,
could you imagine? That would be
a double cover.
What if it's a double
Mark Jewelers?
Double insert? Yeah.
Yeah.
Double insert. Whoa!
With the diamond. With the diamond in the
natural diamond.
Imagine
that. I think it's for me. It's a hands down. I'm going to take a double cover key over a Mark Jewelers.
Double Mark Jewelers and a different color Mark Jewelers inserts too.
I'm going to look for a double Mark Jewelers because there's a bunch of double cover Mark Jewelers.
I've never heard of that ever.
If you
that would be crazy.
Double Mark Jewelers insert 9/6 Amazing Spider-Man 324.
So there is one.
There's a couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Mark Jewelers.
Some sick bastards at home stapling them in his book.
Like, I was gonna say probably someone did. Someone could have done that too.
Yeah, right.
What about a Mark Jewelers along with that diamond production? The one they also.
What about a key book where the cover is a Mark Jewelers insert?
There ain't no shit like that. Somebody got fired. Somebody got fired.
Trolls, man.
All right, you guys.
Double Mark Jewelers cover.
That's gonna
the
be,
cover.
And that
the cover is the
variant,
I'm
gonna put a Mark Jewelers in there.
Wait a minute.
That would be crazy as fuck.
Your peanut butter fell on my chocolate. You know what I'm saying? They fucking fell my peanut butter. Hey, everybody.
Your cutes have fell on my sandwich, man.
on that note, what a show. Boy, I kind of regret it. Because you guys are a bunch of morons. I mean, this show went off the rails. Dan and I were talking he's like, how's it going to be with, I go, you watch and learn. I'm going to control this shit. After a while, I just fucking let go of the steering wheel. I was like, fuck.
I've been messaging him the whole time with smiling faces. Like, there was never going to be a situation where this was ever going to be orderly like the brackets. Like, there was no fucking way.
This Titanic ship went straight to that iceberg, and I was like, fuck that. It is. I wasn't even ringing the bell. I'm
going to tell you something, though, Caesar. If I can just, I have such a respect for these guys. When I hear them talking, I just learn something every fucking time you guys open your mouths. Like, it's amazing. I don't think of things in the way you guys do. It's just fucking unbelievable.
That's just people, man. You know what I mean? I learned from
not all people.
You know what I mean?
Like, no, listen, not all people. You guys are a cut above. Not all people.
I would definitely say we have risen to the top of like the cream of the crop. You know what I mean? Like of people to be talking to. Man. You know what I mean? Like that we're not like the average Joe Schmo.
Is this guy today? Where's my man Matt? Like,
I love Matt.
This Matt is cussing everyone out. He's telling people stop talking when I'm talking. I'm doing my thing. Now we are at the top of all people
look at this guy,
on planet Earth. Like the other people look up to us. Like, yo, I love that. Listen, I talk to Matt offline quite often, so Matt knows what time it is. That's my man. But I'm just saying, like, yo,
Matt all of a sudden turned into like Macho Man. Is like, you the cream of the crop.
Well, I mean, I think everybody on this stream tonight definitely is not just speaking from some average Joe Schmo perspective. You know what I mean? Everyone has like an area of expertise. Everyone has a niche. You know what I'm saying? And everyone has their own like little thing that they're working on that they hustling.
Love you, J-Rob. You know that.
And that includes you, Dan, because I think Dan is
including Dan. You know what I'm saying? Like including Dan.
Even,
like, honestly,
still in the club.
Let me tell you something. You said John Carter.
I'm learning that I might have to rewatch that movie.
One person, at least one person,
gotta watch it,
was going to say The Crow, and one person was going to say John Carter. And it's just
was going to say Green Lantern and Flash.
You knew someone was going to say
I knew it. I knew in my heart someone was going to say that shit.
And Dan said
Crow, I would have guessed, not John Carter.
Those two movies I was not expecting tonight. I was not
expecting John Carter.
Frank, I was not expecting.
I was more surprised that it happened because I thought it was going to happen.
A Flash and Green Lantern over Thunderbolts.
I don't get to talk to Frank enough, so it's always a pleasure when you on, bro, because I don't get to kick it with you enough, man.
I agree, 100%.
Frank.
Okay, so to let you guys know, we're gonna start to end the show. If not, my God, we can go to 4:00 in the morning. The next show, what we're gonna do is the show's called "What Does Sam Not Know?" So we're gonna start asking Sam questions.
Sam alone. Sam, I love you, bro.
Yo,
we're gonna ask Sam questions.
We're gonna drill Sam. Pause.
We're gonna ask Sam
why
questions.
me? Why did he ask me? Like,
This was Caesar on the way to school.
I figured you would have known.
Hey, Caesar.
You're old enough to know.
Oh, is that me? Is that me going to school?
Yeah, that's you on the way to school, Caesar.
You know, Caesar, I've been
that
trying
was
to finish
Caesar's
that.
school
I
bus
know you want to wrap
morning.
up the show. I've been trying to finish that Volume 2 Wonder Woman run, and I needed a book, and it was a Wonder Woman like 1 million. It's like a random end of that run book. I couldn't find it. Sam pings me. He goes, "There's one in the mail headed your way." That dude fucking bought it and sent it to me. Just top class guy.
I got you.
Listen, there's a reason why I have I wouldn't have guys on here that Dell and myself wouldn't agree on. There's a reason why we all get together. I bring in people and I interchange. Sometimes it's J-Rob, sometimes it's Dorf, sometimes it's Ryan Kincaid, sometimes it's Aaron Bartley. Whatever it is, I bring in people that I think like each other. Let's be honest. I wouldn't be bringing someone that I personally don't like or would want to talk to, or any of you guys would go like, "That guy's a douche." Why do you even bring that guy on? So I'm very good at mashing all the personalities, and it's a good group. It's a good like I said, it's one of those things that if we were all go to a bar or in a living room, just chilling and watching TV in the background, this is the conversation we would have.
And it's good. They kick us out of a bar, bro, because it'll get loud.
Oh yeah, and
the thing is, y'all gotta go.
And Frank,
my wife coming downstairs saying, "Shut the fuck up." That's what's happened. We in the living room, bro.
Frank. Oh no, that's 100 fucking.
Take that shit to the bar, and the bar like the bar kicked us out. What you want us to do?
Now Frank knows this because I finally got to hang out with Frank, and we were in the living room, and we were having these kind of conversations. And I'd like to bring that into our podcast every Tuesday, whether it be interviewing people, the creatives, and what have you.
Do y'all speak English or Spanish together?
That's a good question. That's a valid question. I want to know.
Why are you looking at me like this, Caesar? I was serious.
You speak Spanish for real?
Yes. You're just as surprised when Ish looked at me and goes, "What, you speak Spanish?" But all of a sudden he thinks I talk like Puss in Boots. Hello.
Yo, you called back Killmonger earlier. And you missed when I called you Carlito in response for Matt. Like you missed it. But he did. He hit his accent. That was dope. That was dope.
I think you know what? A con meetup. That's a good idea. We should do a con meetup somehow.
Oh my god.
Well, it's one of those
things.
Spit
out my tea.
Listen, guys, it's one of those things that it's very hard because let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
This guy, one's in Vegas, one's in Buffalo. Two are actually in Buffalo, right? You're there, right, too, also, Sam. One dude's in Florida. One dude's in Ohio. I'm in New Mexico. It's like, that's why cons are kind of cool. Like when I did with VegaCon, I met up Frank and Chef and another couple of guys from the Atlas crew. But it doesn't happen that often because traveling's a bitch. And I was just telling Dan, the older I'm getting, the less I want to travel. 5 hours on a plane.
Well, it's not because you're older, though. It's because as time goes on, travel is becoming an effing nightmare. Like
that, and it's not cheap. It's not fucking cheap.
Actually, dude.
If you said to me you could pay more and have an
travels
easy
all
experience,
over the country.
I would pay more and have an easy experience.
I'm going to New York. I think I paid like $150 round trip to New York.
NYCC.
Yeah, because you're in Florida.
Well, yeah, but
I'm in New Mexico. It
costs me like half that to take an Uber nowadays, dude. Like I'm paying like freaking $20 an Uber trip. I mean, I know it's more, but it wasn't too bad, a round trip to New York.
Needless to say, I like to surround myself with just some cool people, and a lot of people don't know this on the chat. But once we get off here, sometimes we talk another 30 minutes just to bullshit, as if we didn't talk enough live on the air. And that's a good feeling, and that's what this show is all about. And like Ish says, each one of us bring something to the table.
I didn't say that. The two black guys. We all look alike. Like Matt said that. Like, yo.
No, you said that, fool.
Nope.
No, Matt, you said that?
It was Matt.
Damn. All right. Well, what are you brothers saying? You know what? I wasn't paying attention. I was looking down.
Caesar's like, I'm not cool.
Hang on. Caesar, it's HR. HR wants to talk.
Okay, it's HR. Thank you.
He was my brother. I loved him.
I love my brother. You know what? I'm gonna get you, sucker. Wouldn't crash either. Just by the way.
Hey yo! Before we go, can I tell this funny story? So look, I'm in Vegas, and my boss is driving us to not Boulder, Kingman, Arizona, to work on an aircraft, right? And so I've been sick today. You know what I mean? So I was laying down and sleeping in the car. And I think he was trying to accommodate because there was a lot of country music he was playing. And so he tried to turn on the hip hop station. As soon as he turned the hip hop station on, hold on. It was the beginning of What's Your Fantasy Ludacris. And it was just a beat at first. Right? You know what I mean? And so he just let it rock. And I'm like, I'm not really asleep. I'm like, I can hear this going off. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. And then he was like, I want to lick. He turned that shit off so fast. I was like, oh, he tried it. He tried it.
No, that song dropped. I'll never forget as a kid. We're arguing with my parents. We're like, put on the radio. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And sure enough, that's the song that first came on that had my mom.
That shit premiered on
BET Uncut. When they find out went to the window to the wall with the lyrics, they be singing it when they find out. Like,
hey, Ish, before we get off, what is that name of that movie with Pete Townsend, or not Robert Townsend?
Hollywood Shuffle.
Hollywood Shuffle. That's what it is. Thank you. It would be bugging me.
They killed him.
They killed him. All right, guys.
Name, like,
we're gonna I haven't heard that quote in forever. We're going to do the round table. We're going to do the round table now, and everyone give their shout outs. Let's go with Dan because he has the least to play. Let's go here, Dan.
Wow, what a
Dan.
You know what? That's not true. Dan's all over fucking IG.
Guys, you're gonna find me on the corner begging for change. I need some cans. Thanks for rubbing it in, Caesar. No,
it's like you'll find me front row when they re-release John Carter.
Don't call me next. I'll be right back. Don't call me.
No, when you don't find me here chatting with these lovely guys, I swear I do. I just enjoy the conversation. When you can't find me here, you'll find me on Instagram at True City Comics. I'm always posting about the books I'm reading. New Comic Book Day Wednesday. Tomorrow you'll see the books I'm reading. Don't get spoiled, warning, but I'm going to write about those books. I do it every Wednesday. This weekend I'll be at Motor City Con in Detroit. So if you're in the Detroit area, Michigan area, you're going to stop at that con, please reach out, DM me. I'd love to meet up with you. We can chat about comics, collectibles, the hobby in general. And then tomorrow, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on the Comic Underground for their Off the Rack segment where we talk, some of the books that we're reading. And that'll be on Instagram too, at the Comic Underground. So I look forward to chatting with you. Please reach out. Love to meet you.
All right. And we're hoping in a couple of weeks, because I told Dan he want him to let his hair grow, because I want that afro. I need to see that afro, because this fool says he gets himself an afro.
I'll send you a pic.
Dan, you got it. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. How about you, Sam?
How's it going, everybody? Oh man, this is like just the biggest joy of my week, talking stuff about comics with all you guys. And Ish talks my ear in my ear enough about comics all week. But you can find me on Instagram, Comic Sam Collects. I'm weekly on Whatnot. Follow me at Comic Sam on there. Tomorrow night at 9 p.m. I will be live dropping our exclusive for Exquisite Corpses #1 by Sveta Shubina, limited to 400. This is going to be the hottest indie book of the year. So catch me on there and shoot me some messages if you want to talk comics.
Now we've got this guy.
I love you, Sam.
Love you.
That. I love you. Don't ever get it twisted. Sam, you're like my favorite. You're my favorite next to Ish in Buffalo. Hey, what's up? Oh God, I'm dying.
Oh, damn.
What's up, everybody? Yo, thank you, Caesar, for having me on. It's always a good time. I was feeling pretty trashy all day, and this has been the highlight of my day for sure. So thank you. Great conversation. Awesome list. Might have, made me think twice about some of stuff on mine, but nah, fuck y'all. I'm staying hard on my list. You know what I mean? You can find me on YouTube at Revenge of the Nerd, where I share unpopular opinions about the things that I give a fuck about, and some people tune in to watch. So if you want to laugh just like you did today, please subscribe. Check out my new review of the Thunderbolts, which is on that channel. And if you're bored, you can also check out my favorite video on there, which is In Defense of She-Hulk, The People versus Jennifer Walters.
That is an actual thing, people. He's not fucking around. It's a thing. It's a thing. All right, Frank, what's going on?
All right, I'm next, man. Thank you again, Caesar, for having me on the Comic Menu. I always enjoy wrapping it up. My boy Ish, my boy Matt, Dan, Freaking Sam, I know we just met. You're super cool. Caesar. So, right here. You can catch me on Instagram. I'm at Last Comics. We do consignment, live sales, hosting, all that fun stuff. We'll be running our New York Marathon tour starting. I think our first show is going to be Monday, so definitely tune in for that. Caesar, we're going to need a big time reel from you on that one.
Working on it. Yep.
You guys are all amazing, man. Awesome list. Matt, I still want to know where you got your camera from because that was HD. I saw every pore on your face, dude. Like that was beautiful, man. Beautiful camera. Thank you guys again. Have a great night. Love you all. Always.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Generally, they save the best for last, but not in this case. The best have come before. I really appreciate the community. I really appreciate people.
We love you.
A couple things I want to say real quick, and then I'm going to toot my own horn as well. But I want to say, and I want to reiterate, Dan is the man. If you are into comic books and you are into getting reviews, you want to check out Dan, you want to check out Tree City Comics on Instagram, I need y'all to go do that. Follow Dan, follow him on Tree City. It's very insightful, very informative. You heard him speak. So intelligent. Listen to his reviews.
I love you, man.
You're going to get some spoilers, the whole nine. My homie, Matt, what can I say? Like this dude, Revenge of the Nerd. Y'all saw his production qualities. Everything that Matt does, what you see is what you get, and that's quality. And I'm telling you, his She-Hulk apology is a phenomenal. He did a Thunderbolts video. Go over to Revenge of the Blurred. Watch it. I'm telling you, y'all. It's not gonna be a waste of your time. Listen,
Revenge of the Nerd.
Frank.
Revenge of the
Nerd. Yeah. I know. Frank. Listen. Every day, I can tell you right now. Every day without fail, I get notifications from the hardest working. I got one right now. At Last Comic Books is live. The hardest working man on Instagram with some of the best value. When I say some of the best value, listen, I call myself the Robin Hood of the unfair market because I bring the best value. With this dude, I'm seeing AF-15s. I'm seeing every other day it's a Hawk 181. It's a you name the grade, and he's Sam. Wait till you get a part. Wait till you get it. Wait till you get a part. You're gonna see.
I'm following him. I did not know it was him.
You're not gonna be ready. You're not gonna be ready for the stuff that this man brings at the best value. I don't know about the consignment and other stuff that he do. All I know is every day you're gonna get 5 or 6 books that's gonna make you go ooh, and they're gonna have prices that's gonna listen. Shout out to him. I love what you do for this community. You are necessary, bro. Really appreciate you. Comic Sam, man, go to his Whatnot. He didn't tell you about his Whatnot page. Y'all need to go to Comic Sam's Whatnot. Y'all need to fuck with Comic Sam, and you'll see why. You see the exclusive from Sveta Shabina he just brought you? Go to Comic Sam's Whatnot. It's Comic Sam on Whatnot and see what he had. Listen, love this guy. One of the most knowledgeable people in this community. Done a lot of shows with Sam. Shout out to you, bruh. Love you. Caesar Morales in the Comment Menu Podcast. What are we doing, y'all? Y'all are watching Caesar bring dope content every Tuesday without fail. Period, point in blank, every Tuesday. Go over to his YouTube page right now. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs down. Do something. Don't do nothing. Show appreciation for what this man is doing. We get to come here. We get to hang out. We get to laugh. We get to enjoy ourselves. He brings some of the dopest people in the community together for your entertainment. Yo, take care of this man. Pay attention to his reels. Follow him on the Real Dracula's Wolf. And now for me. I'm that dude.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
I'm Issue X. I am the Robin Hood of the unfair market. You can find me on Whatnot. You can find me on Comic Sense on Facebook. You can find me at Issue X on Instagram. The name is in the title. I pride myself through Comic Sense on bringing the best value on unfair market, period, point blank. That means you're going to get 2-for-1s. You're going to get 50% off on new books, keys and spec, 40, 50%. You're going to get the best price because I want you to win. That's all I got to say.
That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's love.
I gotta tell you guys. First of all, look at this. Look at that kid with that afro.
Oh, who is that?
Is that Drake?
That's what I get.
Who is that?
Is that Drake?
He said,
no, that
illegitimate son right there.
He said, hello.
Okay.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
so that's
Prepare to die.
So this is the hair we want Dan to show up with one of the shows. I swear, Dan, you gotta let it go.
Oh, that's Dan. Oh,
that's Dan.
Oh, that's Dan.
That was Inigo Montoya.
Damn,
that's Dan.
That's Drake's real dad right there. That's Drake's real dad right
there. Guys, I can't.
That's
I can't,
that Lebanese.
Dude, I can't get these women off me. That's what's happening.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
My Motorola.
Who's calling my phone? Who's calling my phone?
So I've noticed that now that I know that Ish in his head now when I speak, he wants to hear, hello, my name is Pussy. That's good chat. Hey, listen, guys. This is a fun show. I'm glad everyone tunes in every Tuesday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Dale didn't show up today. He normally shows up for an hour, then he bounces, then he talks gasses everybody else in the chat. Next week, I do not know, but the following, we still have a murder mystery show with Shannon Kincaid and Mandy Michaels are going to be jumping on. And we're gonna talk some murder shows and all that good stuff. We normally do at the beginning of the month, but due to some people having some plans, we've moved it up and allowed us to have these kind of shows like we had tonight. So next week, I don't know what's going to happen. I'll figure it out. But either way, thank you so much. You know where to catch me. The Real Dracula's Wolf on Instagram. Still doing the reels here and there. I still do my slab and figure reels. Having a blast doing that. People are actually hitting me up going, what do you got planned next? And I got some stuff I haven't touched yet, so I'll be making more reels. I'll be making reels for Frank for his marathon show, his North tour. I'm going to be making a reel eventually for the Iconicon for Ish and over there in Buffalo, the Iconicon. Coming soon. Listen, guys. This is fun. I can't tell you guys that. I love you all. You guys are fantastic. So, that being said,